Is that right?
Okay. Does it look crooked to you or something? For the phone. There you go. Yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
New podcast. New stand.
New stand. We're fudging with it.
How's that?
Oh, did you want to put this on too?
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
How are we looking?
Can you see us?
How are we looking?
I don't see anything. You got an X out of up top. There you go.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Billy said he looks good. Not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
It extends out so far.
Is the backside magnetic too?
No, just the one side. Try it. Try it. Hold on, guys. We're just making sure that this is on right.
No.
No. Okay. Why would you do that?
Why would we test any of this before we go live? That wouldn't make any sense.
Guys, welcome in. Welcome in.
Give you running?
Good. I'm glad you love it, Whistle. There right now.
Guys, I have a feeling this camera is going to fall sometime during this podcast.
Yeah. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We're gonna do something a little different today.
Are we?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna patch in our spotlight seller.
Oh. Is he ready to go? What's up, party people?
Not yet. I told him 5:38. So so in 5 minutes,
we're
gonna patch in our last week's spotlight seller.
Right.
So welcome in, guys. We're gonna have a good one today. Really good one. Early Bird Pickers in the house. 2 podcasts become 1 today. Let's see. All right, let's see.
You sound like finders keepers.
Let's see here.
That's what he does. All right, let's see.
Let's see. Well, I saw some questions and stuff, so I just want to go in and make sure that I...
Questions? What kind of freaking questions do you guys have?
Hello, guys. Welcome in. What's up, NZ? Welcome in. Shelby's.
All right.
Rainbow Bright, hello.
Rainbow Bright. Isn't that a cartoon?
Pure Drip Honey. Hey, I just wanted to thank you all so much for answering my question in the last stream. Reduce shipping is boss. You're so welcome. That's why we do this, guys. Anytime you need help with anything, just get with us.
Listen, hear me out.
Is it hot in here or is it me?
It's always you.
It's always me.
Normally, if we answer a question and you benefit in some way, shape, or form, it's a minimum of a $5,000 contribution to the Rick James Bitch Grading Company startup. Okay, so that you know.
Why is Bill always trying to hustle you guys, huh? Why? Always trying to put the hustle on you guys.
Guys, listen. I'm hustling people $3 at a time. That's not really a hustle. All right, so you know.
Let's see.
All right, guys. So we have
in the house.
finders keepers coming in. We talked about doing our. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. We talked about doing the spotlight seller. We would host in for a couple minutes as a way of saying congratulations. So we're going to start that today. I think you guys scoot a little bit this way.
Do I?
So we're going to have finders keepers on in some predetermined amount of minutes. But before we do that, so let's jump in, guys. Listen, early bird pickers. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going for the gusto today. I'm asking all of his sourcing tips and secrets because we have another yard sale / flea market contest coming up. This will be the second one. We did pretty good the first time.
There's so much fun, you guys.
We did pretty good the first time.
I think it's going to easily become my favorite raid train.
Right. So, speaking of which...
We'll talk about it when he gets in here.
Yeah, but speaking of which, we came up with an extension of that idea, which is to do the buy-sell contest. So if you guys are interested in doing that, so the rules are very similar. Every time. The rules are very similar, which is you have a $500 budget, except you have to buy from Whatnot and then resell on Whatnot, and whoever gets the most wins. Okay?
Well, he said he would do that on that one come winter because they don't have...
Well, hold on. That's our idea.
No, it's not. It's his idea.
The Whatnot buy-sell is our idea.
Yeah, but it's playing off of his idea.
I don't have any idea. I've never heard of his idea before.
Shut up.
Guys, I've never heard of his idea. This is my idea. Okay,
oh,
so.
You can't be serious right now.
Yeah, so I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but no one's going to steal my idea. Okay, so.
You're on vacation? Tucker, I'm so jealous.
Tucker, he's ain't on vacation. He's somewhere
You're supposed to come see us.
He's somewhere thrifting in someone's yard sale.
I think I just saw Early Mama Bird in here already.
All right,
Hi.
so quick update before we jump in. We're going to have Finders Keepers on from last week's Spotlight Seller. Next week, first of all, please bookmark it. Limitless Storage Finds. Boss chick. Amazing seller.
Boss. Bookmark them all now, guys.
Please make sure you go in and bookmark. Limitless is going to be on next Thursday. That's a third, right?
Yes.
The day before the
4th of July.
Clearly, because 3 comes before.
But I think a lot of people are going to be running on the 4th of July.
No one does anything. They're sitting at home getting drunk.
No, they're going to be running shows because it's like reduced commission.
All right, guys, reduce shipping next week, and don't get drunk while you're running your show because it's the 4th of July.
No,
we may or may not.
Reduced commission.
Yeah, okay, reduced commission. We may or may not be having a couple of drinks
in the house. So. Philly's here. We got to give Philly the badge.
Philly, I'm pretty sure Philly's sleeping right now.
Philly, are you sleeping?
Guys, anybody watch Philly sleeping last night? Philly sleeps with stuffed animals. He said it was Sky. I'm pretty sure I saw Sky on one side of the bed and a humongous stuffed animal on the other side of the bed. He denied it today on his seller help, but I don't believe it. So.
But wait until you hear about this Sunday show and the banger lineup for the primetime Spotlight Raid Train.
Damn it.
Courtesy of Philly Flipper and Nikki's Corner. Dude, this lineup is on fire. You're not going to want to miss it. You are not going to want to miss it. But we got 1 minute and we're going to patch in our Spotlight Seller.
So, next week, Limitless Storage Finds. And then tomorrow, guys, we are part of a benefit raid train for Orlando Auction Hunter who was injured. You guys probably know the story by now. If you don't know the story, a Florida seller that was injured cleaning out a storage unit, in essence, and is now laid up in recovery mode, which is good because our understanding it was pretty hairy there for a second. But the bottom line, guys, if you look at that lineup for tomorrow, amazing sellers. We're all giving a portion of our proceeds to help a fellow seller, which we've done again before, and we're doing it again, and we'll do it as many times as we're capable of doing. We
gotta patch him in real quick.
I want to talk to this dude.
We got 2 minutes. Where you at? Keepers, where you at? Type in the chat. Can you do it from here? No, I'm gonna do it from up there.
How come you can't do it from there? I don't understand.
I don't know. Where's he at? Where you at? Where you at?
That phone.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Guys, that phone's gonna fall at some point. We have a new stand.
There he is. There he is. All right, real quick. Tell us what you got. This is our Spotlight Seller, guys. He's got 2 minutes. Tell us what he's got coming up. Let's show him some love.
All right, guys,
go.
Real quick for
go.
Yo, my people, guys. Well, first off,
a co-host.
I got a safe that I'm going to crack open tonight. Woo! Late tonight.
A safe.
8 o'clock.
Let's go. Bookmark those shows, guys.
So, and we got a bunch of live unboxing right now, guys. So, like, if you guys like live unboxing, let me just tell you.
Somebody tag up our
all kinds of stuff, guys. So if you know, you know. And I appreciate you guys giving me this time. There's some huge shows coming up.
No,
so
dude, you earned it.
Look at those. My man, Philly, what's up? So I just appreciate everybody, honestly. Everybody in this community is amazing, and you know, it's been a true blessing. I don't know much more. I'm not the best on the camera.
You've taken it and you've ran with it. You've done an awesome job. You've been Spotlight Seller like 3 times.
Yeah, and by the way,
we sometimes sell. Amazing. Sometimes we don't sell, but sometimes we sell.
So
but
keep paying up, keep paying up, and we'll keep making it happen, okay?
$20 at a clip.
Yeah, listen, I'm going for that 10,000 followers, and we're close to 10,000 sales. So,
how close are you?
Guys, come hang out.
How close are you to 10K?
Followers like 1,000 or 2, and then
give
sales
them those
like
follows,
under
guys.
1,000.
Get them those follows.
Great seller.
So guys, if you aren't following, I give a lot of free stuff away just for hanging out. So might as well come check out.
Guys, make sure you give a follow.
Guys, everybody, all the mods, appreciate you guys. I appreciate you bees, you know, Bill, Nita, you guys, everything you guys do for this community. It's growing into huge proportions. So I,
appreciate you.
Who would have known this is, where we would have been.
We're gonna grow together.
Glad that we live close enough to like know each other, guys. It's a true blessing.
Yep. It's been amazing.
We love you guys. We've known you guys since the beginning, and it has been a great friendship. And we appreciate you and appreciate the attention.
Yeah, it's super crazy how times have gone so fast, and I hope to, you know, in another year to be having this conversation and see where we're at then.
Well, we love you, man.
Guys,
All right, listen, I appreciate it. Boot me out. I got to finish getting ready. Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you, dude. How do I remove them? Remove.
How do I get out?
There we go.
All right, guys.
Okay, so we had to do that real quick because that's our boy, and he wins Spotlight Seller. We're going to do that every week.
Yep.
So whoever wins today's Spotlight Seller, you're going to be on next week.
And by the way,
if you want, you don't have to. If you want, we're going to give you that opportunity.
You're guaranteed to win if you send a check to the Rick James Bitch Grading Company Foundation. So I don't know how many more times I'm going to plug that, but that's a guaranteed way to win.
Plug it a lot.
All right, guys. So Finders Keepers Brothers, guys, please give them a follow. They actually have amazing stuff, a great family. We've met them all in person. Good people, just good-hearted people. We love them. So, and he also has a raid train on Friday. He didn't mention that.
Yes, he does. He does a raid train on Friday. Make sure you bookmark his show. He does an every Friday show for sure.
All right, so
Glitterbug, I saw that you need a shirt. They're in the making. We just we tweaked our logo a little bit, and we're gonna get some in the works.
Yes. We got stickers coming, shirts, and all kinds of other stuff.
Miss Vivian, I saw your purchase, the sponsored giddy. Do not worry.
Yeah,
we
got you.
Absolutely address
we
that
got
sponsored
you, Miss
giddies,
Vivian.
okay?
I promise
so
you.
Don't
we got
worry.
You.
I got you written down.
All
Thank
right.
you for that.
So before Early Bird comes on, so don't forget Limitless is next week, guys. That's going to be an amazing show. She is very direct, and she has no problem telling you how to grow your business. And she's done an amazing job. You guys aren't going to want to miss that one.
She's a beast.
Don't forget this coming Sunday with Philly Flipper. He might be sleeping during his own raid train with stuffed animals, but if he's not sleeping, he is the host of the Primetime Raid Train, him and Mickey's Corner. That's on Sunday night. That's an amazing lineup, by the way. You got to check that out. We are going to be bringing out some bangers.
Yeah, Sunday it's no holds, guys.
You know how we do.
You're going to want to bookmark that show on Sunday for sure.
So, and I want to make one other announcement. You guys may, if you did not see the 2 shows this week, we did our mod appreciation. We announced it last week. Well, we announced it a bunch. We did our mod appreciation show last week, guys. We hit our goal for our amazing mods, Billy, Whistle, XY, and Tara. Right?
The best.
Guys, so please.
The best of the best.
If someone could please
follow our mods, guys.
Someone could please post them in the chat, guys. We were able to raise $1,500.
Then that was because of you guys.
For our mods, and we cannot thank you enough. We have the entire list of everyone that contributed. The challenge is it's on that phone right there. Okay, I made it a point to get it together. Real quick,
I think Early Bird's in the room.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that raid. Early Bird, we're excited. You guys go ahead and get that givey. Real quick before we bring Early Bird in, I want to talk about Sunday's lineup. I just want to tell you who we have here. So it's gonna, and this is the Spotlight.
Raid train.
Yeah, the Spotlight Raid Train this Sunday. Listen to this lineup. It is Harry Tornado is going to start things off at 6 p.m.
Early Bird's in that one.
Cassandra. No, that's.
Oh, he's in the one tomorrow.
Nikki's Corner. Ingalon. B Square is yours truly. Michelle Collects. Abandoned Treasures Reclaimed. Luna Loot. Bearded Thrifter. Philly Flipper. Jack's Treasures. Storage Auction Pirate. Florida Flips. Vintage Amore. And then last but not least, Wolverine. Guys, do not miss that raid trade Sunday.
It's going to be
good. Do not miss it.
It's going to be good.
All right, Early Bird, show yourself. Let's get you in here.
Where you at? Where you at, Early Bird?
Where you at?
We didn't have a chance to do this week on What Not for Resellers. What are you doing?
Oh, we didn't?
Are you waiting for somebody?
Yeah, I can't see him in order. Or maybe I could do it from... Did we freeze?
There he is.
There he is. There he is. Oops. Almost brought the wrong person in.
Guys, I'm 100% sure that phone will fall at some point during this podcast.
I'm trying to very gently touch it.
I like our old stand better.
There we go. There's our people. Hi, Angie. Can you see us?
Angie, what's up?
Can you see us?
Yep, I can hear that.
You can hear and see? There's Michael. What's going on, guys?
Oh.
Hey, guys.
Oh.
What's happening, party people?
Welcome in. How you guys doing today?
We're doing wonderful. How are you? Good to see y'all.
Good. Very good. Very good. This is exciting. You guys, if you don't know this, this is basically 2 podcasts becoming 1 today. Early Bird has a podcast himself. So if you don't know that, you definitely need to know that. You guys want to tell them where it is they can catch your podcast at?
By the way, Philly said he's already gained 50 pounds from eating your snacks. just so you guys know. So,
you can find us on Spotify at the Early Bird pod, the Early Bird Pod. The podcast is mainly, I mean, it's similar to what y'all are doing.
Yep.
Just trying to help out the community, especially in the storage locker category. We've been doing lockers for over a decade now. So we bought a couple things. We've moved a couple things, so we kind of know a little bit about storage locker buying. So we thought we'd help out a little bit.
Just a couple things.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
What are you up to, like 3 or 4 lockers, something like that, or?
Yeah, we're gonna do our second one tomorrow, so we're excited about it.
Well, if you need some help, you know, just let us know. Speaking of which, how many do you think you bought over 10 years? If you had to guess.
1,000.
Yeah, I mean close to 1,000. I would imagine because we do buy maybe like 10 lockers a month, sometimes more.
That's a
A
lot.
lot. A lot. We've been doing
It is a
we've
lot.
been doing storage lockers for 14 years, 14, 15 years.
Now, do you
But
guys just do them just the two of you, or do you have help?
You have a team.
You have a team?
Go ahead.
When we had a warehouse, we used to have up to three employees. We downsized to just 2 of us, and we actually recently hired one more. And her name is Jordan. She actually had her first show today.
Okay, okay, so that's a new hire for you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that was a family member.
I've known her for years. Her father was my college English teacher.
Wow.
So I've known that family for a couple decades now. So it's nice to have
that's
her.
got to be, if that was your college, so you're talking in the 30s then, right?
Exactly. 1924.
Welcome, guys.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. I think what I just heard you say in a very long-winded way is it's just you and one other person. You guys and one other person.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, it was just Angie and I for almost the whole ride.
Yeah.
We did like 37,000 items last year. It's just Angie and I pretty much. And we just hired Jordan. She just went full time this week.
Last week.
Last week.
I've been packing almost all the package all by myself. And now I have help. It's amazing, guys.
Isn't the best feeling in the world? Best feeling in the world. So.
It is. Our son, we got our son working with us now.
Yeah.
And he is really just...
He's awesome.
He just caught on and took off, and it's kind of like, okay, it's weird. It's still weird for us where the shipping's done when you come home.
I had to train him up. Let's be clear. Okay.
Well, of course.
I had to train him up. So.
But
hold on a second. So before we get into the backdrop on Early Bird and your brand, how you built it. So you guys, just you two process. I mean, this is important. Just you two process 10 units a month, 5 to 10 units a month. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean,
no wonder you named her.
I was just down. It's kind of how we roll, right? 7 days a week, we're entrepreneurs. So this last week, for example, I was down in your area, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Yeah, you stopped in and saw Vinmod and Bella.
That's right. Yeah. So I flew down on Friday morning. I picked up a box truck, and then I turned around right from Daytona Beach and drove like 16 hours to get back here Saturday. So it's kind of the way we just do it. Just keep going and keep going. Just like Pirate says, right? Like just keep grinding and rewinding. That's how we roll.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That is
in this business, it doesn't stop.
True mom and pop.
So how was the weather down here compared to up by you up in near Virginia?
Okay, so here's the deal. I love heat and I love humidity, so I'm good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
chance.
I'm with you, Angie.
No.
I'm with you. I can't stand the humidity.
I'm melting here.
It's brutal down here.
I bet you felt it as soon as you got off that plane.
Oh yeah, as soon as you got to plane, I'm sure.
Yeah, it felt
Welcome
good.
to Florida.
It felt good.
All right, so again, we're going to jump into the brand, but because we want to know as much as we can learn, right? Because we talked about what we do in this podcast. It's not just about having people on and you sharing your information with the community. Like, we are very much in the student mentality phase as well. So I want to learn as much as you can. Nita wants to learn as much as she can. But before we do that, how crazy was that house that Vinmod and Bella was at? Pretty crazy, right? That was pretty cool.
So it was like heaven.
You should have seen him. You should have seen him crawling on top of piles and getting into crevices. No one would even think to go in. That's what he did.
Did you get to go into the barn by any chance?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They
Yes.
cautioned me. We had to dig out the front of the door. So, guys, for your benefit, for everybody in the chat, if you know Venmod 365 and B Bella, they were doing a consignment here in Stark, which is basically just south of us in Jacksonville. And they reached out to us. We went to lunch, dinner, whatever, and they allowed us to come pick the house. And this house hadn't basically been touched for 20 years.
Yeah.
So when they let me in the house, I just went crazy. I went everywhere. I was in every corner and I was pulling out coins and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And then they let us in the backyard to go look at the barn. And in front of the barn, which you may or may not have noticed, but it was probably 4 inches of dirt that we had to dig out before we could open the door. And we went as far as going into the back. Everyone was really nervous because remember, if you walked in, there was that pit of water right there on the left-hand side, which I believe is where they hide the dead body. And so we saw the bikes in the back. We didn't go upstairs. Did you go upstairs in the loft?
Damn right we went upstairs.
See, she got all nervous and wouldn't let me go up there. And then when we were walking out, we saw that huge Coke button on the inside, which was absolutely amazing. It's probably 4 foot by 4 foot.
It's porcelain.
Probably, yeah. It was
about that size, right? So
we took pictures of the barn. It's on our Instagram, guys. If you want to go check it out and see the barn that we're talking about,
it's a picker's dream, guys. That's all I can tell you.
posted about it because it was just it was pretty cool.
It was a picker's dream. Cool. So
that's about 45 minutes from us. So yeah, you went right past us.
Yep, literally. Yeah. You're right down the street. So
we only want to go back there.
Hey, stay in your part of town. We don't come up there to your fancy yard sales where people are giving away gold coins. Guys, in the chat, I want you guys to know that they have yard sales where people give away gold coins, right? So we're not going to come to your part of town. You stay the hell out of Stark, okay? Because, you know, we got to dig through rat crap and roach crap to get to the stuff we get, okay? A little bit different than what you guys do up there.
We're coming to your neighborhood, my friend. We're coming.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right. So,
Turf Wars.
Again, guys, I know your time is super valuable. Definitely appreciate you coming on. We've watched you guys since we've been on the app. Always admired how you guys run your business. It's very, very regimented, very specific in how you guys do stuff.
Absolutely.
We've taken a lot of pointers for how you guys run your raid trains. You're a very, very deliberate channel on how you get your items out the door. Very matter-of-factly in how you do business, so very appreciative.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, very appreciative of your guys, not only your accomplishments, but your commitment to the community. So let's go back for a second. So what did you do before Whatnot? I mean, let's jump into how you guys became Early Bird.
How'd you get here?
I mean, you know, we've been selling on eBay and we had a brick and mortar store and it was antique store, which was great to get out a lot of items, but there's a limitation of what we can sell at the store and on eBay. And Whatnot actually really solved all the issues. If the volume we can sell on Whatnot, it's uncomparable. And then Michael had actually quite funny story about how he encountered Whatnot. About how you found Whatnot.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I was picking up a U-Haul that was like pretty far away, but it was somewhere in Northern Virginia. And I just happened to stop into it. It's not like a U-Haul place, but it was like, I don't know, somebody's other like shop where they also did U-Haul.
Yeah.
So I walked in there to rent the truck, and there was a young guy and his wife, and they were actually filming live and selling on Whatnot when I walked in the door.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, what are you guys doing? And he was like, it's Whatnot. And then we got to talking, you know, about my background and his background. And he was like, y'all need to sell on Whatnot. And I watched him sell. I mean, I got to be honest, it was like complete trash.
Right. Yes, that's what we noticed first thing too. We're like, oh my gosh, these people will buy anything.
Yeah, I was like, how in the hell are you selling this stuff where I'm sitting here for hours and hours at 2 o'clock in the morning posting from my phone on eBay nonstop, and I just watched him sell like 150 items in like 45 minutes because everything was sudden death, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And that was really the inspiration. And after that, I came back to Angie and I was like, hey, let's check out these people on Whatnot. We got to do this.
Whatnot has been game changer.
Yeah. It is.
Absolutely.
How long were you guys on eBay?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
Someone in the chat says they're having a hard time hearing her. I don't know if that's for Angie. I don't know.
It's probably Angie because I'm having a hard time hearing her too.
Was that for
Oh, okay.
I'll fix it.
Hey, Angie, just yell. Don't
Just
worry
scream
about
at
it.
us,
Just
Angie.
Just yell. There you go. I will speak louder.
Yell like you yell at Michael when he's not moving fast enough in the ray train.
That's right.
So, seasoned sellers, and you came across Whatnot in a very similar way that we did. So, again, I think the same challenge happens every single time, right? So we're going to talk about this and we'll jump a little bit deeper. You're selling on a different platform. You're used to that system, right? Which is go out, source, take pictures, post, put it on a shelf, wait for it to sell, ship it out the door. We look for 10 to 12 items a door a day out the door, and that's how we get to our $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month or 90-day average.
Send out your daily offers.
Send out your
daily offers every day.
Then you come on Whatnot and you realize the volume is better, right? To your point, Ange, you can move a bunch of stuff in a short period of time, but most likely you're going to be doing it at a discount.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you guys overcome that? How long did it take you for your brain to recalibrate? Because it took us a while. Yeah. For your brain to recalibrate and say, that's okay, because we're going to make it up in 10 to 20x the volume. How long was it before you said, screw this, I don't want to take $50 on a $100 item, but I'm comfortable selling $40, $50 items in like an hour? How long did that process take for you guys?
I'll tell you, it took me about 10 seconds.
Okay. Really? Because I quit like 3 times. It was hard for me.
A dozen times, not 3, a dozen.
We've always had a problem with too much inventory that we just can't get out the door fast enough. And I absolutely hate eBay and everything about eBay. Every day I'm complaining about eBay. We do sell on eBay, but the things we sell now on eBay are like very niche, very like a He-Man, like a He-Man sword that we're going to get nothing for on Whatnot.
But something that's just not going to work on this platform.
Yeah, exactly. But instantly, really, because we spent like months. I was basically stalking everybody that I could find that was like in the Stores Locker category that was selling at a high rate. Like you guys just got rated by Deals to Steal. They were one of the first people that I found, and the volume that they kept pumping out was what was really intriguing to me. I didn't care how much money they were making. I didn't care how many people were in the room. I was just counting how many items were getting sold per minute. And I would just sit there like a freaking college student, sitting there like with check marks. How many items were sold per item? And I'm trying to calculate, for their per item run rate. How many items are they selling per hour? Trying to calculate, is this the way that we want to go? And after spending months stalking some really interesting sellers, it took nothing to convince me, because us getting inventory's never been a problem. It's us getting rid of the inventory fast enough.
And that was and Whatnot is the answer for that.
All right, so Mike, I want to talk about that for a second, but let's just jump into chat real quick. We have someone to do a sponsor.
Yeah, let's do our sponsor.
We're going to do a sponsor giving. I want to look in the chat and see if we have any questions, because
I'm going to draw this one. Get in this givey real quick, guys. This is a regular givey. Go ahead and get in that real quick. I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to do the $20 Amazon gift card, courtesy of Miss Vivian.
Can we get on her profile in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while she dials that up, because guys, I'm going to tell you the number one, and you know this, you do a podcast, right? This is
Miss Vivian won the regular giveaway.
Did she?
That's awesome.
This is no new information to you, but I will tell you the single biggest challenge, I would say, aside from shipping, right? You guys know that. The single biggest challenge is the retuning of your brain to go from getting 90% of value to 50% of value, regardless of volume, right? I mean, if you look at the numbers, right? So Mike, you strike me as, and then you guys strike me as analytical, right? Which is when the first thing you do is just look at numbers of items out the door, because that's how Whatnot looks at everything, right? They look at items per minute or items per hour. in the beginning, we didn't look at it that way. We just looked at it, holy crap, we don't have anybody in our room. And I know this item is worth $100 because I've gotten $100 for a dozen times, and now we're getting 40. Screw that, right? Like, because it's too hard to find the $100 stuff. You can find $10 stuff all day long, but the $100 stuff is kind of hard to come by. All right, so Miss Vivian.
Miss Vivian, you're on fire.
Let's go, Miss Vivian.
Thank you so much for your sponsor giving.
Miss Vivian.
Guys, get in that sponsor giving and please give Miss Vivian a follow. Do not get in there unless you give her a follow.
Oh, okay. So Miss Vivian, super cool. 19,000 followers. We need to talk to you.
She has an incredible bio too.
Right. 5.0 rating. 1 day ship time. I thank God first for my blessings. Great for you, Miss Vivian. Goliath Raider. Help the community while supporting the family. She's a single mom, kicking ass, mom power. And she sells clothes, free people, jewelry, sportswear, Labubu. That's a new thing.
That's a new thing. You guys heard about these Labubus?
What's that?
Those little animals, they're Labubus, right? Those little animals.
You heard of those little animals, those little boo-boos? They're like a hot item now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I can look at your face and know you haven't heard it, bro. It's called Labubu. Yeah, Chad, are you guys familiar with Labubu? Who's familiar with Labubu?
I've been seeing it like every day for the last week. They just came out of nowhere.
I am not mean whistling. I am cool.
So, 5-star rating.
Lounge Fly. Guys, she is. You guys need to follow Miss Vivian.
Give her a follow,
By the way,
guys.
Miss
1 day
Vivian,
shipping.
Beautiful family. Beautiful family. I like the little dog.
I love your little profile picture.
Guys, make sure you give her a follow. Let's see what show she has coming up today at 10:30.
There you go, guys.
Bookmark her show. We're in today at 10:30. She has a giveaway in the rate train, guys.
Yeah.
And
Please give her a follow, guys.
And her show tomorrow at 12:30. She has some very mean-looking dudes on her profile. So I think that means you better follow her or what else. Miss Vivian, we thank you so much. Thank you for supporting.
We appreciate you.
So, but back to what I was saying is that's the number one challenge by far is, volume versus full value, right? Now, you guys have been selling on eBay or had been selling on eBay for a long time. And as you pointed out, much like us, getting stuff is not a problem, right? Selling it or moving it is a problem. Do you think that you would have had a different mindset if you weren't as successful at sourcing?
Oh, yeah.
Whereas maybe the volume of items that you have was not as plentiful as what you think your mindset would have been a little bit different?
It's a well-placed question. I see it a lot because I'm in a lot of like whatnot groups on Facebook. And
they're the best, aren't they? They're full of great information, positive vibe. I love them.
They're both favorite.
Good vibes only, right? Good vibes only.
Good vibes only, for real.
If you can get past like the cesspool of anger, which is
yes.
Good luck.
What I mainly are seeing are people who are complaining, who are on whatnot and who are complaining, and they're saying, I can't get people in my room, or I can't start things at $1 or $3 or things like that. Where there is a lot of pressure on newer sellers to sell everything starting at $1. And it does work for some, it doesn't work for others. When we started, we actually, I'm not going to say lucked into it. We did a really big deal. We spent $117,000. What was it?
$130,000.
Man, that's peanuts, man. We do that every day. That's peanuts.
Well, it was with two other whatnot sellers.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we teamed up and we did QVC. We just did a QVC show.
Yeah. I saw the video. It was actually a pretty cool deal.
It was very cool. So that really helped propel us because we were smaller sellers, but we basically earned part of the crowd from the other two people that we were doing the deal with. And we kept kind of being a part of the community because they were some of the top sellers in the category.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think for us, our success has come, or our growth has come on doing things totally different than other people. Yes, it was with Storage Pirate and Deals to Steal.
Yes.
Yeah. But by the way, it's on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen that, it'll make you want to go out and spend a bunch of money. That's all I'm telling you right now. So it was actually super cool. That was a super cool collaboration.
It was fun. It was fun. Like there wasn't a bunch of people doing those collaborations. It was basically it worked out really well for all 3 people involved. Everyone made a bunch of money. We all met a bunch of new people, got a bunch of new followers.
Yep.
And our crowds went from 30 to 40 to like 80 to 90 consistently after that transaction, after that happened. And that was quite a while ago. And so we've kind of just kept going.
You built from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just got rated by RZ Fines.
RZ,
our
guys,
man.
RZ. By the way, shout out to RZ.
Live. You want to see live unboxing? That is your dude. For real deal, live unboxing. Give RZ Fines a follow, guys.
Two things.
RZ, thank you so much.
RZ, serious talk. We've known RZ since basically we started on the app.
Mm-hmm.
RZ was a big contributor last week on the mod appreciation show.
Yep.
So RZ, we love you for that. Yep. And if we can get you from behind that camera, we'll get you.
We'd love to have you on, yeah.
Okay. You probably got ZZ Top hair and a ZZ Top beard.
He does.
All right, so let's go, RZ. Stop messing around, Chatley. Let's go. Chatley. We love you, RZ. Thank you, man. Yeah, that was crazy. We watched that probably 6-7 months ago.
Oh yeah. Like in the beginning. That was amazing.
Yeah,
was amazing.
And plus too, it's very difficult to do something like that, guys, because you got 3 entities collaborating on a big purchase. I've done that once or twice, and it barely worked out. So the fact that you guys were able to make that work is also a testament to the mentality of growing your business, right? It's not because you got to set greed aside for a second and come up with something that works for 3 separate entities putting out 100 G's. That's not a small deal.
Not everybody can do that, right?
Yeah. It got dicey. It could get real sticky real easy. So
yes.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about. I got to do this for my own benefit.
Oh God.
Let's talk about the yard sale challenge. So chat.
Guys, this is the founder of the yard sale challenge.
Right. So, but
here. By the way,
are you looking for any more people? Mike, are you looking for any more people for the yard sale challenge?
I'm sorry. What's that?
Are you looking for any more people for the yard sale challenge?
Yeah, we could take 1 or 2. Who you got? All
right, guys. So great concept. I came up with the idea. You kind of stole it from me. That's okay. I'm kidding, chat. Mike's idea. It was probably Angie's idea. Mike stole it from Angie. That's probably what happened.
Honestly, you guys, it is probably my favorite raid train. It's my favorite one because it is just like it's so real. Let's see.
It's pure.
Let's see your skills. Let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can get out there. And I just love it. I think it's challenging. And it takes away all the other stuff of where did they really get that? Was that really a storage unit versus, off a pallet or something? It takes away all that. And cool. I think it's just kudos to you guys because I love it. And I love that you included us too because we're never going to leave.
Guys, so for the chat, for the benefit, it's basically $500. You get to go to yard sales and flea markets. You have a $500 budget. Buy as much as you can for $500. We sell it live
on a raid train.
Whoever sells the most wins. So
it's awesome.
So if you guys want to be a part of that, which is a lot of fun, there's a lot of quality people, thanks to the lineup that they put together.
I think it's going to get big. I think it'll get bigger and bigger.
Reach out to Early Bird and jockey for a position. So, and then we did come up with sort of a play on that, which would be the Whatnot Challenge, which I think is pretty good too, because what that allows us as sellers to do is support people on Whatnot, do a little deal hunting on Whatnot. The rules still apply. Put out 500 max win. So that would be pretty cool. And it's a nice variation. So great job putting that together.
That's really good for sellers like you guys that are up north. Florida, we're all season. We have yard sales. We don't stop, right? Yeah. But you guys, you get cold. That's it. Everybody's staying in. They're not doing yard sales. So I think that's great that you take that idea and plug it in, and we can keep doing it for you guys.
Yeah, this is a great variation.
And we'll support the sellers.
It's a really great variation. So.
I think it's really cool. And the best thing would be if I bought something from you guys, then I could just promote, be like, oh, I got this from B. I got a great deal. Check out, follow B or whatever it is. I got it for this. I love that idea. And it's a chance to introduce to, bigger sellers, to smaller sellers and everything like that. And I mean, we buy stuff all the time.
Everywhere.
All the time.
Yeah.
On Whatnot, we're shopping. I got my Whatnot package here from Americana. We're gonna crack open a little bit.
Yes, Americana.
I'm actually excited about this package.
Yeah, we love those guys. Well, and I think it also speaks to another point, guys, which is, you know, the bigger this app gets, the focus should be collaboration. This goes back to, you know, you guys putting the big deal together and all the other things you do and all the people that you're tied into, your podcast, all the efforts that you put out. Like, we talked about this. I think we did a poll last week or the week before. It was curious to see how people responded, is what portion of this app is social versus what portion is just you got cool stuff, right? Like, and I think what it basically came down to was a 60-40, right? I think it's probably closer.
70-30.
I think it's closer to 70-30 social to stuff that you sell. Do you guys have an opinion on that?
I think it's inseparable. I think it comes to both because I see the seller selling exactly identical items, and one seller gets no one in the room, and the other gets 100 people in the room. So I
Right.
think it's a both aspect where social and entertainment and inventory.
I agree.
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with like, so for me, like Locker Blocker are like my heroes. Like
Yes.
like to me, like I watch Locker Blocker like I would go into a museum, for example,
Right.
right?
Yes. Yes.
They're
It's
amazing.
unreal.
They're amazing.
Yeah, every time I'm in their room, it's gonna be like the best shit ever. It's going to be like very well curated. Like I know they're exceptionally good pickers, like exceptionally good
Right.
because of
Yeah.
what they choose to sell.
Right.
But at the same time, they get like 100 to 120 people in their room, and there's other people who are selling trash who have like 600 to 800 people in their room. So that to
I'm
me, like
glad you said that out loud, Mike. I'm glad
I'll
you
say it,
said
I'll say it.
it.
We do
I'll
nothing
say
but the truth here. We do
I
nothing but
mean,
the
yeah,
truth
it's the
here.
truth.
That's
There's no
right.
reason. I mean, and I'm not trying to disparage or say anything about the seller with 600 to 800 people that's selling trash. Like, congratulations! I want to be on that train too. I want to
Right.
get
Right.
there too, right? Like, we all would
Right.
love to do that. So it's kind of like this interesting dichotomy where some people genuinely, I think a lot of our followers are here, are resellers. Like, kind of
Oh
the
yeah,
niche
absolutely.
that we are. Like, we sell like brand new box toys and all that stuff. And we're going to sell them at, like 50 to 70% of eBay prices. And someone's going to buy a bunch of stuff and they're going to make money on their back end.
Yep.
And we love that. But the social aspect of it, it's like when we're trying to grow our business, like everybody, every seller, I don't care how big you are on this app, every single seller is trying to go up.
Yeah, trying to level up. Yep.
Yeah, level up. And so we watch and study every seller. I don't care if someone's selling in the plant category, in the food and drink category, like there's something that we can learn. So when I'm watching Locker Blocker, I'm learning. When I'm watching someone with 600 people in the room and they're selling trash, and I'm saying, how did they do that? How can
Right.
I break it down analytically? So again, I got my notepad and I'm sitting chilling, and I'm like, how are these people doing this? How are they entertaining their crowd?
Right.
How are they
Right.
sustaining this large group when they're selling this trash? And then I'll go into a room with 3 people in it, and I'm like, this is way better than the huge seller over here. Like,
Right. Right.
what's going on in there? So it's a
So
really
It's
interesting dichotomy.
definitely something to navigate on this app. That's what we call it. Like you got to navigate this app.
So chat
as a business owner.
Chat. Who in the chat? Because remember, Mike and Angie, I say this every week. We are as much a student as hopefully the people in the audience who are hearing this. Who in the chat breaks this down in the way that Mike and Ange do? Who in the chat actually goes in and has an analytical approach? And I mean this in the most respectful way possible, because that is, in the insurance business, we call it being a student of the game, right? You always have to have a student mentality. So who in the chat breaks it down like Mike and Ange do?
I
right?
do.
Yeah,
So
I gotta give.
because it's a whole different mentality, right? It's a whole different. It's a straight student mentality where you're saying to yourself, in essence, what you're saying is, I want to be better. I can be better. So you're putting ego aside, and you're saying these guys are doing something potentially better than what I'm doing. And guys, we all have an ego. Chat. Everyone has an ego. So it takes a little bit to put that aside, right? And say, okay, these guys are kind of kicking ass, doing something a little bit better than what I'm doing.
Right.
Let me sit back and figure out what the hell is going on. And
Right.
then you have to not only execute that, then you have to take the analytics and you have to apply them, right? So that's the next step.
100%. When I'm looking through, like even now, like just this week, we changed the way that we run our show. This week we changed. We've been on the app for like 16, 18 months or whatever. And we just decided that we're going to try it where we're front-facing camera.
I was just getting ready to say, let me guess. Is it because I noticed you guys did that. I noticed that you're doing the show, you're showing the items out, which...
And we've been going back and forth on that.
We've been going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to it. I really do. Because I think at the same time, no, I'm not talking about, no. What I'm saying is that there's something to it because your bot. We've done polls on it and everything, guys. Believe me, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, it's like 50-50.
No, it's not. 70% want the item. They don't want the people.
That's right. That's right. 70%
of the people said they just want to see the item.
70% of the people say they don't want to see you.
So,
or maybe that's me.
Yeah, that's you. They don't want to see your noggin.
That's a problem.
But that's something that and I was like, well, maybe a combination of both, right? When you start your shows, we turn the camera around, we say hi, we introduce, this is what we look like, guys. It's not just our hands all in the, and then let people see the item. So we try to do a combination of both. So but I did notice that. I did notice that you guys are doing that for a change. Well, I think it was great. Do you see any difference?
Yeah. Why did you decide to do that?
So I'm gonna let her answer. I'm gonna interrupt because my buddy Money Pit is in the chat right now talking shit. So what's up, Money Pit? I love you, brother. Money Pit.
Billy, that's not nice.
What Billy said?
Billy, I'm a person too. Okay, Billy said I should always be behind the camera. I should always be behind the camera. All right.
That's why we love Billy.
All right. That's okay. Billy.
They have a picture-in-picture feature too. Like we're complete, like your face right on there, but I don't know if that would be.
We haven't done that yet. We've been looking at OBS. We've been looking at all different type of things. Like it's kind of what everybody does. I'll let Angie talk about it. So like front-facing camera versus like a hand model.
Yeah. So did you? Yeah. So far, you've only done a couple shows, right? That way, have you seen any difference yet?
We haven't really seen the difference, but the difference is really hard to detect because every show is different, and so far we haven't noticed a huge difference yet. The reason we are trying the new different angle is to see if that's gonna make any difference, because I think the storage category has become very crowded last a year or so.
No question.
Agreed.
No question.
Absolutely. And we are trying to we've been growing steadily, and we are seeing slight, what can I say,
plateau.
Yeah. So we are trying to break through that plateau by trying new things. And like we said, we learn from everyone, not just big sellers. I do Korean snack show, Early Mama Bird. And I actually was just selling snack one by one. And I saw Ichi Chunky Yummy sales. And I saw him selling items, adding items to the box as the bead comes in. And I adopted that model, and after that, my account is doing much better. So we are constantly learning from how other sellers are doing it. Try it. If it doesn't work, you can always go back.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So that's why we try.
And I think it's an ever-changing thing, almost like any business, right? It's an ever-changing thing. You're always trying to do something different, think outside the box. How do we keep moving that needle? And that's what we're constantly doing. And if you really care about your business and you're willing to your business, that's what you're doing.
Well, there could be another element too. It might not necessarily be how the crowd perceives you. It could be about how you, as the seller, feel like you are connecting with the crowd on an item that you're selling.
Right.
So it could go both ways. But we've toyed around with the idea of being forward-facing, but we always make it a point to do something silly or stupid.
Yeah, we're always turning the camera around, and now we do this where people sit and watch us every week for a couple hours, which blows our mind.
Which is probably why
it blows our minds that we get these people in here and they literally stay with us the whole time.
Because they can see me.
And is that what it is? It's you?
I feel like it's
so. So I guess now that we've done that, we've kind of immersed, so we're kind of balancing it out. And I mean, I think that it's helped us actually.
I think so too.
I think it has. I think it's helped us because every room we go in, I mean, people are talking about it. Every single room we go in. So I think I think it's important. You got to show yourself. People don't want to just look at your tablecloth.
I think there's another element to it as well, and you guys, I'm sure, benefit from this. Is the further down the road you go on this app, the more you realize how important it is that there are people out there who are willing to impart to you whatever it is they can to help you level up, whether it be shipping, whether it be you know, how to run a raid train, whether it be you know, ideas of how to get people in your room, how to source, being involved in, you know, the yard sale challenge, because there is a definite separation of people who are just out there running their channel, which is perfectly fine, and people who are actually involved in the community. And it's kind of like mods. We actually didn't have any mods for 6 months.
I was the mod,
and we had no idea what it meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what a mod was, but you don't understand the impact of your business
how important it is
until you have one, and then you get one, you go, holy shit, this is like a game changer. But who tells you that?
Right.
I mean, I guess if you have a good friend on the app, they probably say go find a mod, but it's one of those things, until you have your reference point, you don't understand how valuable it is. And then once you actually have one, then you preach it to other people like, hey guys, go find a mod. Integrate them in your business, and then make sure that you take care of them and tell them how much you love them. So, everybody except Billy.
And speaking of mods, Billy, he got a sponsor givey, y'all. So we're gonna run that next one. Our mods, all of them, XYZ, Tara, Whistling Duck, they all sell. And then Billy is, I think, he's not selling yet.
Billy's a hoarder.
He's toying with the
Billy's
idea.
a freaking hoarder. He ain't selling anything. Okay, let's be clear.
We love Billy.
I guarantee you, wherever Billy lives in the country, he has a nice house and a 20,000-foot warehouse just full of whatnot shit. Guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it.
Didn't I give you guys that as courtesy of our BFF Billy, 1986? So I say BFF because you know.
All right, BFF. Guys. So let's give a couple shout outs.
This is a good man right here. This is a good man. Follow him.
White Rabbit Collectibles. Want to say hi to a couple people. For my 3 sisters. White Rabbit Collectibles. Let's Shop in the House. Tucker's Treasures, of course, our peeps and your local peeps.
You guys are really good friends.
Live to Love Hearts, Crafty Fairies, Storage Madness. What's up, Storage Madness, Tara Lynn?
What's up? Welcome in, guys.
Dig Up Records, Rainbow, Bougie B. Just trying to say hi. Crazy Lou. Making sure you guys know we're not forgetting about you. Vendor One, Treasure Man Lucas, How She Sees It, what's up, cuz?
Oh, that's our cousin. See, there's so much happening when we don't look at the chat.
Rainbow, it's you know, because this is your time, guys. We invited you here to pick your brain so we can gather information, and also so the chat can gather information. So let me switch it up a little bit. And Billy, love you to death, man. Thank you so much. You're just an amazing supporter. I mean,
Billy,
you are what the community is about. I try to do that.
Bill can't do it. His fingers are too fat.
Yeah, so
he's got sausages. He's got sausages in his fingers.
Billy, we love you. So you have a different perspective now. You fast forward it 18 months down the road. What advice would you give a new seller? Like, because it's probably different than it was a year ago. I mean, Angie, you brought it up a second ago. The storage unit category specifically it's saturated, but that's relative to how big the app will be.
Yeah.
But if you had the opportunity, if someone came to you and said, hey guys, I need some help, what's going to be your first 3 or 4 marching orders for us and new sellers in the chat, and also for seasoned sellers, because there might be some stuff in there we can all use. So
absolutely.
How would you go about instructing someone to get up and running?
I actually have one in my opinion, most important advice would be that don't have downtime between items. Item number 1 gone, right? Item number 2 needs to come in right away. So get it organized. Yes, everything organized and be ready to just introduce item right away without disappearing for 20 minutes.
Right.
Or asking the chat what they want to run. I can't.
You want me to run this? You want me to run? It's like, no, if you touch
just run it. Just run it.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing we know about your show is literally when we watch your show,
it's constant.
It's like a conveyor belt of items.
Yeah.
Literally.
Conveyor belt.
Look at me, I'm going like this. It's constant. It's going down the line. And that's great.
I'm like, take a breath, bro.
That's great. You're the same way. I tell them all the time, I'm like, bro, this isn't a competition. It's not a raid train. Let's slow down.
Bullshit.
Thank you.
We actually thought about
Hey,
buying
even
a
if it's a
conveyor belt
competition
for
in
the
my
show.
own mind, it's a competition of some sort. So
That's
Yeah,
right. Coach Bob said, don't ask, just do it.
we wanted to run a show actually using a conveyor belt, like kind of like they have at the grocery stores with the automatic. We wanted to
Yeah.
like
good,
sell a
Yeah.
good.
product, like have our products and have conveyor belt system from our box truck to where literally we could just sit here with a single item, sell it, and then the next one's already ready to go.
That'd be amazing.
That's
We've
insane.
already thought that way. We're just trying to figure out how to make it
How to
happen.
get there. Yeah.
My advice for sellers really would be, so I come from a research background. A lot of you don't know. Like I got a bunch of degrees which I don't use, like a lot of them, and build one. Oh, shit, fuck, build one. And so because of that, like I'm research based. I'm going to do my research, which means I'm going to investigate every single seller across every category for hours and hours and hours till I can find a formula that's going to work for me, that's going to work for my space, that's going to work with my
Right.
partner. Because like the way YouTube sell might work really, really well for you too. Because of your space, because of what items you sell, because of your personalities, because of your
Yep.
backgrounds, or whatever it may be, right?
Yep.
But it might not work for me. And if I try to do it your way, it's not natural and it's not going to work. And
Right.
so you kind of got to be able to pivot. So when we were doing our research before we even started, legitimately, I'm not even exaggerating. It was 10 to 12 hours a day for months of watching, just watching and saying, I want to sell like they do. I see they sold 140 items in an hour. They had 5 seconds sudden death. How is
Yep.
it that they kept their crowd? How is it that we can do it? And so that's why, like, we had T-shirts and we print out like "Sudden Death is Our Life." Like, we are known for being the most well-organized team, a team that's never going to get flustered, and a team where there's legitimately no downtime at all, zero,
Right.
because that just destroys your return on investment, right? Like,
Mhm.
I see people who stream for 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours, and after 12 hours, they're like, "Well, I sold 160 items." And the only thing I think of in my head is that's like an hour and 10 minutes for us.
Right.
Right. Right.
Like we could have done that show and we could have packed that show and we could have set up for the next show and promoted the next show and run another show and still in the same amount of time where they did one nice and slowly.
Right.
So
Not only
That's
that,
true.
it's not
That's
it's
very
not
true.
sustainable. You can't. That
yeah,
model is not sustainable.
exactly.
No, you
So
need a well-oiled machine, and the best way to describe you guys is you are a well-oiled machine.
Well,
thank you.
I consider myself a student of research. I don't necessarily spend 12 hours. What I do is I just go to Whatnot for resellers and I ask people where
I
they
knew
get
he
all
was
their
going to
stuff
say
from.
some smart ass remark. I knew it. I saw it coming. I
Like,
saw it on
listen,
his
I'm
face.
not doing all that, man. You're doing way too much work. All you got to do is go to Whatnot for resellers, put in the chat where you get your shit, and you'll find all the information you need.
This is
You're
Yeah,
why,
doing,
guys, do
good luck
not
with
listen
that
to
you're
one.
this.
doing way
Good
too
luck
much
with
work.
that one.
Do
You
not
guys are
listen
doing
to
way
this
too
guy.
much work. So, no, seriously, it's
No, but we have done that. We have said, okay, like especially for raid trains, we got this amount of time. How can we do it faster? How can we run? You know, if you're going to do a 10-second, right? If you do a 10-second sudden death, you're going to at least get 5 items in 1 minute.
Right.
So we break it down like that too. By the minute, by the hour, by the seconds.
Like on our raid trains, and it's interesting. I'm actually, and guys, hopefully you're getting value from this. Billy's the other sponsor.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're getting value from this chat because on our raid trains, we like to think we're pretty good at the process of running the raid train, right? We've actually have timers on our phones to where we move to different parts of the room.
Different parts of the raid train, yeah.
Depending on
yeah.
how much volume, depending on what stuff's selling for.
Yeah, I'll watch bids and I lead him around.
And I thought that was kind of weird.
I'm like, okay, go here next.
I'm like, is that too much?
No.
And the reality is, it's not, right? What you're talking about, Mike, is basically a scientific method of how to run your business.
Exactly,
and that converts to more items per minute, more items per hour, more revenue per month, and a system that you don't have to think about every time you guys run. All you got to do is just replace the item you sold with a new item, and the system remains the same. And I say all this because there's a lot of anxiety of this on this platform.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this affects you guys because it still affects us. Even when you have stuff ready to run and I think we talked to Locker Blocker about this. I think we talked
Mm-hmm.
about Philly. I think we talked about it.
Yep.
You still get. It's kind of like if you're an athlete, it's kind of like the jitters that you get before a game. So the idea of what you guys do is to reduce the unknown.
Right.
Right? So that it just becomes a system of items, getting back to the conveyor thing. And what that does, it just gets the cloudiness out of your brain, and you just run the item and replace it with the next item, and you just keep doing that over and over again, and then tweak as you go. That has to provide a calmness of how you guys run your business to some extent, right?
I mean, when we used to be in like the really big, huge, crazy competition.
Yeah, the Storage Wars
the old days.
The Storage Wars one, like back in the day, like our record, we sold 825 items in 2 hours. We did 20,
Dang.
like just over,
Right.
we did like 26, almost $27,000, and we lost. We were like third place in that
that's
competition.
just crazy.
Well,
that's just
and we
crazy.
lost.
You won, but
You
you
won,
lost.
right, but you lost.
We
right.
won, yeah.
Right.
I think Niels doubled us. I think anyway, but the thing about that system is that 800 items seems very overwhelming to most people until you see exactly how it's done.
Right.
If you look behind the scenes, it's like, oh, that ain't shit. I can do that, right? Everything's laid out on the table. Like Angie's following me, and we're going. And it's like we know our time. We know if we're ahead of schedule, behind schedule. Like all of the difficulties that create anxiety, nervousness, and all the things that stop new sellers from actually selling can 100% all of it can be eliminated. All of it.
Right.
Michael
Again.
actually invented that methodology of selling everything on the table, like greeting table. We call that speed round. And that was really great at selling fast because you don't have to move sold item to different place. You just leave it right there, put the sticker on, move on.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's like when we tape our little grids on the table.
I mean, you have to be
Yeah.
running a ton of 5 second sudden death, right?
We invented that.
Say that one more time.
We invented that method.
Yeah.
We actually tried that in the beginning, and the tape just kept coming up everywhere. So we're able to lay it out now in a way that we can remember how to run. So chat, how many people, the Limitless is in the room.
Limitless is going to be on next week, guys.
How many people in the chat have watched Early Bird run
a Ray Train?
Guys, how many people in the chat has watched Early Bird run a Ray Train?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It is bonkers.
It's pretty amazing.
And your voice never goes high or low.
No, he's just chill.
It's like the same, bro.
He's just chill.
It's like chill, man.
Because I'm literally chilling. Because all of my anxiety, nerves, and all of the work is already done. I just gotta walk. That's it. Just gotta walk to the item. So I like selling fast because basically after an hour and a half, 2 hours, like to make an $8,000, $10,000, $12,000.
It's amazing.
And then
it's an amazing feeling. It is an amazing feeling.
Angie does all of the hard work. People don't understand. I don't pack shit. Like I don't know how to pack. I've never really done the packing. Like nothing. Money Pit knows. He said he does. Money Pit knows. Angie does all the hard work. Right? Like my job, our roles are very like defined in this business.
Division of labor. You have a very defined division of labor.
Like, I got to procure inventory at a reasonable price. At a reasonable price, I got to set everything up, and then I got to run the shows and do research and get everything ready. Angie's job, she bags, she tags, and she packs up and does that type of organization. So I'm like before the show, she's like after the show.
Right.
And we don't really mix in between. That's the only way that we could actually run a two-person show, basically, is you have to divide the labor. Like if I'm packing, that means that I'm not selling on eBay or that I'm not prepping for the next show. And if she's out doing a storage locker, it means that somebody else needs to be doing packing. And it just doesn't make sense to us.
Yeah, that is
we just got rated, by the way.
So valuable.
We just got rated. We got rated by Fresh Vesper. Am I saying that right? Thank you so much for your raid, you guys. Welcome in.
Thanks for the raid, Fresh.
I got something
very important. We are sitting here with the legends, Early Bird Pickers, talking about their business, getting to know them better, getting that giveaway. Guys, please, if someone could pin up What was it again? Vesper. Fresh Vesper.
Open it up.
Oh, you want me to open it up?
Yeah.
Bill wants to look you up.
I have something super important I want to ask because I have a question.
I'm going to give you a follow.
That is going to be super important because not everyone has an Angie. Right?
Yeah, somebody said that in the comments.
All right, guys. Oh, look, the Fresh Prince. He's got the Fresh Prince on his thumbnail. Fresh Vesper, 14,000 followers.
Amber's the girl.
Oh, hi, Amber. Did I say something?
You said his on his profile.
Oh, Amber. I call everyone dude, just so you know. So, dude.
But not
I do the same. I do the same.
Amber.
Thing.
Well, I saw Will Smith, so I just did it. But Fresh Vesper, 14,000 followers, 2,000 reviews, premier shop. Got your wings. Congratulations. Very important.
Guys, show schedule. Guys, please
show schedule
Go
tomorrow.
Bookmark their schedule.
Lululemon should tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Does a reseller support.
You got yourself out of there.
How was
he lost you.
Reseller support.
Fat fingers. What I tell you guys? Fat fingers. Fat fingers.
So she'll continue to look
at. But guys, please give them a follow. Welcome to our podcast.
Yes,
we do
thank
this
you so much.
Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.
So
welcome in.
Anyone that's willing to do a seller support.
We're bringing you the best of the best sellers, guys, so you guys can learn from them.
Anyone that's willing to do a seller support is a contribute to the community.
Absolutely.
Needs to be recognized. So
absolutely.
She'll pull it back up because I'm not good at that stuff. You know what? But what I was going to say is, see, in the beginning, I did everything, right? I procured, I got the storage lockers, and I was basically, especially last year, whenever she was recovering from surgery, I handled all the shipping. It's not sustainable, right? And we tried to find some people for shipping, and it's just an investment that for us that you have to make because you can't, as you level up your business, you can't, I mean, trying to put 300 items out after a show, after you did everything on the front end, forget it. It's just, it's not a reasonable task. All that being said, back to Hella Thrifty's question. What advice would you offer for someone that doesn't have a superstar Ange on their team, right? So they're trying to grow their channel. They're trying to, put out volume, but they might be a one-man show or a 1.5 man show. So they might be the chief cook and bottle washer and have someone that helps, but not to the extent and the level that Angie is able to manage the back end of your business. What do you recommend there?
I would say one of the most important things, if you're a one-person show, choose to sell things that are easy to pack.
There you go.
Right? So for example, like you could focus on Disney pins, you could focus on sports cards, you can focus on comic books, things that, or you can focus on like items of clothing, things that you could just stuff into a bag real quick and ship them out, and it's not that difficult. If you look at like Joe Hollywood has 8 billion followers. He has 20,000 people in all of his rooms.
Right.
He's selling single things.
That's all he's doing. Right? It's unreal.
The sports cards are so freaking easy to ship.
It's so easy. We do our Pokemon shows and like
it's gone in 2 hours.
It's just done. It's just done in flat 1 hour. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think that you got to figure out to bend around your own personal situations and how to run your business. And so you're right. Like we did that with glass. Like we're done. We will not ship glass. We are so done with glass.
You guys do glass at all?
Nope.
Nope.
Very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. Like
and
today
it's gotta be that we know we're gonna get $100 for that piece.
Right.
Because I am not shipping glass for $3.
All right, Chad, did you hear that?
No way.
This is your chance to move away from glass into something other than glass. So
like I don't know how Hodge does it. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
Everything she does is glass.
Smart. Hodge is smart. She does a lot of glass, but she won't do a glass show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So she'll have a glass show Monday, and then Wednesday she'll be selling like small, like tiny little collectibles.
Yeah, like the little weight things. Right.
Yeah, the little tiny. It might be glass, but they're little pinky pinky.
They're ceramic, right? Right.
So, I mean, that's all about the planning and the research with that as well. Like, figure out how to source things that are going to be easy to ship. If you're one person, there's Crazy Lou. Congratulations, my guy. What's up?
Big Lou. Big Lou.
So I would say Money Pit. Michael's not allowed near Legos. Don't ask a question.
Why is Billy talking about buying the colored cock again?
Oh my goodness.
So
everyone's gonna leave the room.
So we had a glass Rooster.
But badass glass rooster.
Bill calls it a colored cock, guys. And I'm like, whoa, time out.
Guys,
That's
time out.
racist.
Time out.
No one says colored anymore.
It had 5 colors. It had 5 colors. Red, green, yellow, purple, blue.
And Billy is now the proud owner.
Yeah, and he left us good feedback.
That
it was delivered.
Colored cock.
That the colored cock was delivered, and now he's in possession.
So, are you telling me that Philly bought Bill's colored cock?
Yes. Billy bought Bill's colored cock.
And wait, hold on. And left good feedback. You're missing the most important part.
And left us good feedback.
So.
He said it arrived in one piece.
Guys.
We're so stupid.
The rooster had multiple colors. I just called it as I saw it.
I'm not
sorry, chat. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad you didn't know.
Guys, we're going to be on Reddit. We're going to be canceled.
We're canceled. That's it. We're canceled.
I want to take a step back for a second on a serious note. You said the most important part there, Mike, which is you have to run your show according to your limitations. Your limitations.
Your own situation, right.
But what that means is, going back to 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, you got to get better at sourcing, right? Because the argument could be made, listen, guys, anyone that's been to an estate sale, been to a flea market, or been to anywhere in the world, glass is the easiest thing to find. And books, for a reason, right? So I think some people collect glass, but they also don't realize the limitation that you're putting on your business. Because what we did, Mike, once we stopped selling glass, we figured it out in a different way, very similar to you. We were looking at how long does it take to ship an individual item.
Right. And how much material costs the material to ship it.
So we figured if it took 4 minutes to ship an item.
It ain't worth it.
Right. Well, we broke it down a little bit different, and it was kind of like you said in the beginning. It didn't take long at all for you to figure the velocity of money overshadow getting max dollars, right? If it takes 5 minutes to ship an item, and we run 120 items on a Ray train,
that shipping's gonna
and 30 of those items was glass,
right?
And each of those items took an extra 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a lot in a vacuum, right? You're packaging up a thing, you're doing your best, you're boxing and boxing. It's 3 or 4 items for that extra minute. Multiply times 30 items. Now you're talking another 120 to 150 minutes.
Which is more money you got to pay your helper.
Well, not only that, but that's basically 2.5 hours that you've added to your shipping time. Just by an extra 3 or 4 minutes for items.
On top of packing material.
Right. So once we did that, we're like, there's no way that could be worth it.
Right. So we stopped.
So you talk about reducing your shipping on the back end from, let's say, 8 hours to 6, from 6 to 4.
Right.
And then if you then figure out what your run rate per hour is, right? So you guys know, I'm sure you do. Like last night we ran a Pokemon show and our hourly run rate was about $700, basically. Right.
Not bad at all.
So 2.5 hours.
No, very decent.
Last night was a good show.
It takes us an hour to ship it.
Thanks to everyone that supported. $700 an hour times 2.5 hours in shipping.
We could run 3 more of those
in the time. $1,500. Right. So we just broke it down a little bit different, and from that point moving forward, aside from colored cocks, we don't really ship glass.
aside from glass colored cocks.
Yes. Aside from that,
we don't sell glass.
So, but that's how that was an internal thing, because it sucks, right? So, but the bottom line to that is you got to get better at sourcing. That's what it boils down to. That was the point of my story.
And I would want to add on to that, not just better sourcing, but also, let's say if you buy a storage locker and 50% of it's glass, you need to, like, I see Tucker's Treasures in here. Tucker is the world's best networker. I know that you guys had him on.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
He's amazing.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, and networking is all about Tucker.
Right.
Yesterday, I drove to the local auction house with a bunch of glass and other stuff that we don't sell. Bigger stuff, like brand new vacuums, nice clothing, stuff that we just don't have time to get to, refrigerators, whatever it is. So it's not necessarily you're getting better at sourcing. It's that
more deliberate.
You're being very strict and stringent with what it is you're choosing to sell in high volume on what lot. And so you need to really follow Tucker's lead, reach out to Tucker's Treasures and say, hey, how do you find people locals in your community? what are different methods that I can do to find a local auction house or someone who will take all this glass or whatever it is.
Right.
Because we're not going to ship all the glass, but we're also not going to throw it in the garbage.
Correct.
We're going to make
Yeah,
we're
we
going to make that
have relationships with people that sell at the flea market, and that's who we usually give our stuff to.
Yeah, we just give it to them.
We just give it to them.
Like literally this
morning. And it
morning.
helps them out because they help us clean out the storage units.
Yeah, this morning.
So it's kind of like that's what we give for it.
This morning we were at the storage unit, and we had a bunch of stuff that we're never going to sell, and it just takes up space. And we had her come pick up basically a 6 by 12 foot trailer load full of stuff, and we just gave it to them.
Yep.
Right, because they sell at the flea market. It works well for them.
They show up when we need a unit cleaned out.
Yeah, but whenever we need a unit cleaned out,
they're there.
They show up. What we've been successful at doing is we'll get a unit, we'll take our whatnot stuff off the top, maybe 20, 25%.
Yep, and give the rest to them.
Some cases it's more, some cases it's less, and give them the rest of the unit. Give it to them, not sell it to them. Give it to them.
Yep.
They clean everything out. We wash our hands of the unit, and we take the stuff that we want to sell. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, but most of the time it does. And anybody that sells at the flea market or sells locally or sells in thrift
like
mall,
has a booth,
or has
a lot
a
of them
booth,
have like
they're
booths
happy
there.
to get a storage unit full of stuff for free in exchange for a little labor.
Yep.
So
that's the kind of stuff you have to do.
That's worked well for us. So I don't know if anyone else has done that, but that's worked well for us.
It has.
So let's talk about your podcast, right? So how do we find the podcast? And let's get some people dialed in. Talk to us about, and then we want to talk about Angie's channel as well. So talk about your podcast real quick, Mike and Angie.
So the podcast name is The Early Bird Pod. It is available on Spotify only. It is going to be available on other platforms soon. So we talk about everything like reselling in general, running small business, bookkeeping and accounting that goes with that. And we also talk about storage box locker purchase, what to look for, what to avoid, what to be careful. And of course, we talk about selling on whatnot. And so we cover a wide range of category in that podcast. So Early Bird Pod on Spotify.
Guys, can we tag that up, please, for the benefit of the chat? Oh, there it is right there. Spotify, okay. The Early Bird Pod. They already did it. You guys are ahead of the curve. I love it.
Bro, I got you, bro.
I love it.
That's I'm trying to find her. There we go. I was trying to find hers.
So you do talk about storage unit stuff. What storage units? Because we don't buy a crap ton of storage units, and I will tell you, there's 2 or 3 people that we do business with that we buy in bulk. They buy storage units. We buy from them. And these guys are just amazing. It's like every storage unit they get has vintage toys or vintage something in.
It's amazing.
For us, it's still a crapshoot. I'm just going to be completely honest. I mean, there's some signs that we look for and stuff like this, but there's a couple guys that we buy from that literally, when they go to buy storage units, it's like they have a 90% success rate. So we're just not that seasoned. We've probably, maybe 100.5 storage units ever.
Yeah, but I think it boils down to how much you're willing to pay for a storage unit. That's what it boils down to.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you get lucky every once in a while. I mean, the biggest locker we bought was 6,700, but that's because it was loaded with vintage Disney. So we knew, okay, like I could see in the picture there was this big hanger and it had all Disney vintage plushies hanging on them.
With the tag.
And I zoomed in and counted the things, and we did that, and I said, let's do it. I'm willing to go to 6,700. And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. If we were to see this in person and it was somebody's collection, we wouldn't think twice about giving them $6,700 for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's a good point. Remember? And we're like, and so we got it.
She's almost always right.
Yeah.
Almost all the time too.
So that's probably the most we spent on a unit.
Well, I mean, we could be like Locker Blocker and drop like 60 or 70 or 80.
Or
Mike and Ange would be like, we're gonna go spend $125,000, but no, it's and I don't think it's a matter of being afraid to spend the money, but there is a balance there of risk.
Oh, there's Locker Blocker right there that popped in. We're talking about you. Were your ears ringing?
Yeah, we're talking about you.
We love you guys.
Locker Blocker, we were giving you so much love earlier.
We were. We absolutely were.
Yeah, you missed all the love.
Like, I love watching Locker Blocker. I got to tell you right now, if someone's not watching Locker Blocker, they are making like a poor life decision.
It's just wild.
A poor life decision.
I like that. I like that. Your decisions suck.
All right, so guys, for the benefit of the chat,
Billy said they were talking crap.
We were talking crap in a good way, in the best way possible. So, Blocker, you're amazing, amazing inspiration, and you guys always find crazy shit. And we didn't ask you enough questions about how you find your locker, so we're gonna.
I want to ask also. So, did you guys did it just pop into your head the garage sale challenge, the $500 garage sale challenge? How did you come up with that?
Okay, so you know the Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah.
Do you know there's a show called the Antiques Road Trip?
No.
Yeah, okay, so I'm telling you, I'm like the biggest nerd you've ever met in your life, and I'm not exaggerating. So the Antiques Road Trip is basically the exact same thing as a yard sale competition, but it's just two antique experts, like auctioneers, that are over in the UK, and they travel around and they have a budget. They're doing what we do in the competition. I watch that every single day. And
what's it called? It's called
Antique Road Trip.
Antiques Road Trip.
I'm gonna look that up.
A huge nerd. I'm a huge nerd. I take it as a compliment. Thank you.
Is it on Netflix or what's it on? Do you know?
I find it on Spring. I don't know.
Oh, Great Friendly Finds watches.
I can watch it on my phone, but I don't know. See, Great Friendly Finds knows what's up. There you go.
Yeah.
Because again, like I told you, like I'm research oriented, and so as they're going through, one of the best things that I notice from them is they talk about trends, and that's what I want. That's what I want to do. Is they say, look, don't buy. We never buy furniture because furniture is out. No matter, even if it's mid-century, they don't mess with the furniture.
Right.
So they're looking for the large, the colorful, the weird kind of the stuff that I look for in storage lockers in particular.
Right.
And so they follow the trends. They're auctioneers, so they're auctioneers in every single day in the UK. They're auctioning stuff. So again, I'm watching it not for entertainment value. I'm watching it and learning. Every time that I'm watching, I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't realize that military uniform is now much more desirable than it used to be.
Yep.
World War I is not desirable. Everybody's looking for now in Europe, at least. Not even World War I, World War II. They're on the Korean War is this huge what people are looking for in the collectibles market. So I'm following trends and learning from experts, be it on whatnot, get from watching y'all, from Locker Blocker, from anybody. Just trying to figure out. It's like there's ways to figure out this business that can make you earn a lot more money if you're willing to actually listen to other people.
You got to put the time in.
You have to put the time in. Yeah, it's almost like any other profession. There's a reason why they have continuing education. There's a reason why doctors never stop reading published papers because science is always changing. And you have to do the same thing in this business.
Someone always has new information.
Or something is always a new trend. Or they're doing this now, or they're, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's another really good show that is on Netflix. What's it called? Dirty Finds or something like that, where he goes into all hoarder houses. It's Matt from Hoarders. Have you watched that one yet?
I haven't. I heard about it from Tucker, I think.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Yeah,
I like that
it's very good. So catch that one. It's really good. And I watch it because, you know, they'll pull something out and they'll tell you what it's worth. And I'm like, oh, I never really, you know how many times I walk past that wherever, at a yard sale or a flea market, or I tell Bill, I say, you gotta check these out, you know. Like,
well, also,
you're always learning.
Also, the other cool element, and this applies to the house that you were in when you came down to start, hoarder trends.
Yeah.
Because we are fortunate where we have some relationships here of people that somehow find the craziest hoarder houses. And there are trends of hoarders, where they sit at in the room, where they stash their money. And by the way, I'm sure you guys would agree that same trend probably transcends to storage lockers.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Where people
to find stuff. So all these little things. Now, I will say not one final thing. I'll say one additional thing is you got to have a clear brain to do all this stuff. Right? Which means because we talked about how you guys have a regimented program, a division of labor. So everybody has to play their role so that you can, Mike, you're clearly
spend time on that kind of stuff.
Spend time. So I'm sure Ange plays a big role in the business, whereas you're maybe the research. But you got to have a clear head to where every day that's part of your routine.
Right.
right? So that you know your job that day is to go out and find a new resource, find somebody to buy from, do some research on the internet, find an auction house. And I will tell you, this business eats up your brain capacity.
Yeah, see what Tucker said in the first episode? He found a Kofax rookie and a John Wilkes Booth photo.
That's right. That's right.
In the first episode of that show we're talking about. Yeah. It's very cool.
Tucker
it's cool.
was in that show.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. It's a cool show.
So, Ange, I'm going to talk about. I have a really important question for you guys, but Ange, I want to talk about your show real quick. Your channel, Korean Snacks, right?
She just started it recently, right?
Korean
How's that working? How's that working out for you? I think you're selling every. Our daughter was she taught ESL in Korea for 6 years, and our son, we never made it there. Our son went over there, and he spent $1,000 in Korean snacks.
Yeah,
and I know that because I got the credit card bill. So apparently they're really good. So
I'm like, you gave him your credit card just to go? He's like, yeah.
So
I'm like, all right.
But how's your channel working out so far? I think it's doing pretty good, right?
It's only 2 months old now, and I got 3.6 thousand followers. It actually just got big pretty fast. I expected it to grow very slowly, but it's doing better than I expected. And I would say that this really has a lot to do with learning from other sellers. Like I said earlier, I learned how to sell like add item in the bin as the beat comes in. I learned that from Easy Chunky Yummy sale. He also was part of our yard sale competition last month. And also I learned about the surprise box GB from Locker Blocker actually.
Right, let's go.
GB that they just did. Yes, I learned from that and I implemented that. So I'm just basically learning from everybody and it just whatever I see is a good idea, I just implement them. And so far it's been great.
That's awesome.
I tried so hard when they were giving away that crazy surprise box stuff. Holy shit, did they have some good stuff. So let me get this right, Ange. So you're shipping out graded comics and Korean snacks at the same time is what I'm understanding.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm eating them.
That's boss level right there. So.
Now let me ask you this, because we've thought about that before, because we
shipping out graded comics and Korean snacks at the same
time? No, just snacks. Oh, okay. Just snacks. We're in Florida. So you put something in our mailbox, it's melting in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So are you going to have to tweak in the summer, we're here now, are you like not doing chocolate and stuff like that? How are you handling that?
I still sell chocolate, so oftentimes I include the cold pack, and I'm also using the craft paper crumpled up. And I actually did research on this, and crumpled paper, it provides better insulation. So I did my research on what material provides the best insulation. And so far,
are you talking about the brown? You're talking about the brown paper? Okay.
Yeah, but the important thing is it needs to be crumpled up to create closed cell insulation.
Almost like a ventilation, basically.
You guys are just a wealth of information.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a connection down here with the Little Debbie people. So.
We just got a connection with Little Debbie's, and Bill's like, "Can we do it?" I'm like, "How? Everything will melt in 2 seconds." And we're gonna see. I'm like, maybe that'll be us for the winter.
Yeah. So, thank you for that. That's because we were talking about that just last week.
Yep.
So, guys, another aspect of your business. If you want to talk about it or not talk about it, I'm not sure that there's a reason why you wouldn't, but just obviously it's your discretion. Talk about your consignment side of your business. Is that a big part of what you guys do? Is that something that you see? Because I see that as a growing trend now, where the bigger your channel gets, people know that you're able to move items and get quality returns.
Yeah, doing
whereas they may not be able to do that, so they consign their stuff to you. And I know that you guys have had some really great consignment options in the last 6+ months or so. How is that working out for the business?
Actually, our consignee is in the room, Money Pit, right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, really? Money Pit? That they do. They sold their collection. Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
So, and awesome. We're selling the second part of his collection. He actually drove to our house last month from Jersey to drop off the second part of his collection, and we're going to be selling it July 10th.
Yep.
Okay.
So July 4th, we're going to have a huge Gibby show promo and show all the Money Pit stuff. He has the best stuff ever. Like,
guys, make sure
Nice.
you bookmark that
Nice.
show because they have the craziest stuff.
Yes.
Make sure you
Bookmark all
bookmark
their
that show, guys.
shows.
What day is it again, guys? July 10th?
July,
7th.
so July 4th is a huge Gibby show, and
Oh, gotcha.
and so come to the July 4th, but July 10th we're selling the Money Pit collection, the
Okay.
Okay.
capital
Okay.
T,
All right. Very
the
cool.
Money
Very
Pit
cool.
collection.
Awesome. He
His
said his
basement
basement
is
is so
empty.
empty now.
Yeah,
That's
his
cool.
basement is empty.
His
Yeah,
basement
yeah,
is
yeah.
so
So
empty. But your
we've actually
pockets
had
aren't.
really good.
Hey,
We've
Money
had
Pit,
Basement is empty.
your
Pockets aren't.
basement may be empty, but your pockets are not empty now.
Pockets are full now.
So when we've had good I mean, we took in the Money Pit collection and we had fun with it. And the best part about the entire best thing about that was me driving to Jersey and meeting Money Pit and his family. And he has the most adorable daughter ever. And he just
Oh,
had a baby a couple months ago. So he has a new baby in the family, which is why
Congratulations.
his
oh,
collection
congrats.
left so
Congrats,
the baby could
congrats.
come in. He didn't pay with my daughter.
He did play my daughter.
Um,
Irresistible. I
So
love it.
the thing about it is, like with the consignments, she made them. With the consignments,
You had no
we
choice.
have good people that are good consigners. The consigners come into the room while we're selling. They help us sell. Like Money Pit might be like, "Hey, Michael, don't forget that that's Deadpool #1 or whatever it is the situation is."
Right.
And so, and we pay our consigners very fair considering the amount of work and promotion that we put into it. I'm not going to disparage from any other sellers doing consignment and whatever fees they take, that's all their own business. But for our
Right.
own personal consigners, like I I know what their items are worth. I know how much profit margin there is so that we can make our money and they can make money.
Right.
If somebody has a collection like this one in Florida that I just went to go look, that collection was very unique. We just paid, how much we paid for that? So we just paid $20,000 for a toy collection.
Okay.
And the way that it worked out, first, I never want to pay $20,000 for anything.
Right. You
I
never want to tie up that
I
much money. Right.
I never want to, but the consignment just didn't work out because the numbers were too close, right?
Right.
The
Gotcha.
profit margin wasn't high enough for me to be comfortable enough to take in somebody else's collection and that I could pay them what they needed and pay us. So,
Right.
so instead of consignment for that individual, it made sense to just pay $20,000 as a complete buyout. And other people, it makes more sense with consignment, with Money Pit in particular, because his collection was huge and there was no, I couldn't make a reasonable offer because I had no clue because there were so many
Right.
items all over, right? If you have 10,000 pieces in a collection, I have no idea, right?
Right.
I
And
can't
it'll
estimate
take you so long to evaluate that to
exactly.
even get an idea. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So, like, what is the formula for that, though? I mean, is there an easy way to explain that? When someone calls you, they say, we have this collection, they send you pictures, whatever it is. Like, how do you ask them, like, do they know how much money they have in it? Like, how do you determine whether that's a thing?
That's a great question. It really depends. Totally individual, right? Completely
Right.
individual.
Right.
With most people, they don't have an exact dollar amount because
Right.
they've
Been collecting
amassed
for
their
years.
collection exactly.
Right.
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 The one in Florida, half of it was his childhood collection and half of it was from Whatnot that he
Right.
had just bought. Some of it still had the Whatnot stickers on it from like 2 weeks
The
ago.
numbers.
The numbers, right?
Yeah.
So there is no formula to it. It really like
Okay.
it's one of the advantages of being in the business for 15 years, where I can look at 70 tubs of toys and I can say, okay, I can average those are going to be $250 a tub. Therefore, and I bust out a calculator and I talk and I'm doing this next to the person that I'm going to make an offer to. And I say, look,
Right. Of
Right.
course.
Right.
each tub I evaluate each tub as being worth $250. I need to make a profit margin. Here's what we're going to offer you. What do you think? And I'm very like pretty much not negotiable.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
like I say, look, I'll give you 20 grand because that's what it's worth to us. If you don't
right.
take it, no problem. Like I'm not offended. It's just numbers, no big deal.
Right.
But that's how I evaluate that. So it's worked out really well. I haven't had any upset consignment people. Nobody who we bought with has felt like they've gotten like stolen from or anything like that. Like it's
Right.
been all thumbs up from the consigners and the buyouts that we do.
And also, there's no formula because it really depends on how easy it is to sell that item and ship the item. Like if it's
Right.
jewelry collection, we'll take less cut. But if it's a glass collection, we might say no.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because comics, cards, small box toys,
You know how much work goes into
easy
that.
to get out the door. Anything
Right.
that is a little more labor intensive,
Yeah.
it's only fair that because the more labor that it takes for you to get it out the door, the more it costs your organization, your company. So it's only fair to have a larger cut on that. So do you anticipate that being a larger part of your business moving forward, or do you kind of like doing your own thing and mixing in a consignment?
To be honest with you, I don't like doing consignment.
Money can plug your ear.
No, but here's the thing. Money Pit's a totally different reason. Is that we've had consigners who think their collections are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And I'm telling them, and I'm like, look, you have $10,000 of stuff.
Right.
Like that's what it's worth. This is worth $10,000. You might have paid $200,000 for it, but the market's changed.
Right.
And so now
that's why
you
I
have
asked
this.
that. That's exactly why I asked that.
It's a push pull, and it's very difficult at that point. Money Pit's totally different because he was ready to let go. He wasn't emotionally tied into that collection at all.
Yep.
Like he just had very few things sold for less than he paid for it. It worked out well for everybody.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it really, really depends. I would always prefer to do a complete buyout.
Right.
Yes.
Because it's no strings attached, right? So
exactly.
like if I sell something and Bill says this is worth $100 and it sells for $3 on whatnot,
right,
I don't have
you got to deal with that.
I don't have to get that phone call.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, we had Corey. Corey was on here a couple weeks ago, and that's basically what he does now. Is he just flies around and goes to does estates for people. And we asked him straight up, like, what is your cut? And he does 50-50. And we looked at each other. I'm like, that's actually generous. I mean, I think that's generous because we know the work and everything that goes into it. Right?
Yeah, and especially who's packing.
We were thinking more like 60-40, because all the packing, it's a channel, you got fees, you have all those things. And when he said 50-50, just straight, I was actually shocked. Right. I'm like, well, that's really generous of you,
We do less than 50%.
Less than 50% on your end. On your end or their end?
So we don't do 50-50. It depends. We change. I'll be open. We do between 35 to 45% in general.
Yeah, that's about the standard. But I would imagine there's probably some nuances that will adjust that up or down 5 percentage points.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wants to give us their gold jewelry and CC Morgan dollars, we'll take 5%.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Right.
That's easy stuff right there, bro. Right. That's layup.
Yeah.
That's slam dunk stuff right there.
It depends
I'll
on what
take
it
those
is.
layups all day.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I mean, there's so many amazing things to say. We've watched you guys for a very long time. We've purchased stuff from you guys, and we're always appreciative when someone that has a busy schedule that's continuing to grow their business, continue to grow their model, takes the time to come on our podcast and share what they've done to become successful.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming on. It's we're actually kind of because we just started this, and the amount of sellers that are just willing to do it and come on here, it's been amazing. Yeah, it's been amazing. Cool. We really appreciate you guys. We're not cutting you off now. I'm just letting you know. I'm not saying you're going out. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because we really appreciate you guys coming because you're busy. All these sellers are busy. We know what it takes. And it's just been great.
But you also know what it takes to prepare for a podcast. So we try to do the best we can to draw information from you guys for the benefit of everyone listening. So it's a little bit more challenging than most people think. It's not hard, but it's not easy. So
that's right. That's right.
So I understand it from your end as well, my friend.
Yeah.
So now 2 things. So you guys got a couple packages, right? So anyone that doesn't know, we do mail time.
Yeah.
But before you do mail time, let me ask you guys one final question, even though you might not have an answer. What is one thing that people do not know about you guys?
One thing people don't know about it? You want me to?
It can't be OnlyFans related. It can't be OnlyFans
related. I was her teacher when I taught English in Korea for 7 years. She was my A. Oh, sorry. She was my A+ English student.
My professor is exact.
But we didn't date. while she was my student. We dated after she graduated. Keep that in
Right.
The
mind.
statute of limitations are over. You don't got to, you don't have, listen, we're past the statute of limitations. You don't
That's
have to.
amazing to know.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right.
That's
Let's
awesome.
go. All right.
That is
So
awesome.
there you go.
So
I got a
other
question
than
for you guys.
so we're gonna do the, by the way, so for next month in July, so our daughter who taught English in Korea, she is actually 37 weeks pregnant in Vegas right now.
Congratulations.
So,
At the crap tables right now as we speak.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Yes.
So
awesome.
On July 20th, we will probably be in Vegas, which means we will be sourcing in Vegas to do that show.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. We're going to hit some yard sales out there, see what we can find.
You know what? I still don't think you can beat us.
Listen.
All right, we're in Vegas.
Here's a new rule.
It won't be McDonald's toys, okay?
You have to source outside of whatever freaking neighborhood
Happy
you were
Meal toys.
sourcing in last time.
He's over here running graded comics, and we're like, we have these Happy Meal toys.
Dude, we freaking killed it with our freaking Happy Meal
Actually,
toys.
we did well with those. I was surprised.
You did very well.
Yeah, we did well with those.
We got lucky. We got very lucky. We found those comic books that like right the day before the competition. We found those comic books. Otherwise, we would have got smoked.
Yeah, it was wild.
I was stressing big time.
Were you?
I'm just letting you know.
He's like, I can't lose my own competition.
I may or may not say this, but I may or may not have received 800 messages in protest to your graded comics in a yard sale. I'm not saying I'm protesting. I'm just letting you know others may have said something. So no, you guys did an amazing job. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that was great.
I just want to say, just real quick, the person who sold me those comic books reached out 2 days ago. He has 20,000 graded comic books he's looking to get rid of.
No way. Are you gonna buy them?
I am not lying to you.
Are you buying them?
What freaking neighborhood?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome.
They kicked our ass, Shelby. We showed up with McDonald's toys. They were in the package. We showed up with a knife to a gunfight. That's all I can tell you. But we did hold our own.
We did hold our own.
So
guys, so I think maybe we should ask the chat. Are there any questions?
Yeah, guys,
real quick.
I mean, they've been very generous. Any questions that we did not ask that you guys
might want to know? Now is your moment. Look up Zicket here on Whatnot. She is in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, we need all the edge that we can get.
Right?
We need all the edge we can get.
I'll just talk shit, but I just get so nervous. We haven't bought anything for this competition at all. We were down in your area.
We're gonna wait.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
I haven't even thought about a yard. I bought all that stuff
at the flea market. Because you bought a whole thing. And you were like, no, I don't like this stuff. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, just got
Yeah, because he started seeing pictures coming up in the chat. He was like, oh, shit, I'm not selling this. Yeah. He's like, I got to do this again. I was like, all right. I told you guys that, right? I was like, well, we bought a bunch of shit. Bill doesn't like it, so. Yeah.
We got all that stuff. We got all of that stuff.
That Friday.
The day.
Or that Saturday.
The day before.
Yeah, that Saturday.
Guy came out with a 15-foot box truck and just started unloading shit. I was like, you guys just I got a contest. I got like $500 in my pocket.
Get out of my way, bitches.
Back up. It was great. By the way, so.
He got that Roomba. I think that Roomba was what really pushed the needle for us. That Roomba.
I still think it was the McDonald's toys.
You do?
All right. So Shelby said.
All right, what we got?
How did the idea of selling Korean snacks come about?
Oh, we were actually selling Korean snack in our own channel, EarlyBirdPickers, but then it was actually doing great, but I didn't want to mix it with the storage locker categories because people keep asking, is the snack from storage locker category? Storage locker. So I actually just started selling on my own account, and having an idea of having 2 accounts was a very appealing because we like to don't put all the eggs in one basket. If you have another account. That was the idea.
Yeah, 2 sources of revenue. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we actually thought about, because I have mine that I used to use for mod, the account that I use for modding, and I actually thought about going ahead and just applying to be a seller on there for if something comes up, if we do something different.
Yeah, well, our son is also applying. He's a seller too.
Yeah, and William has a channel also.
So Crafty Fairy says they have been curating. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Crafty Fairy said they have been curating their shows like you suggested, but they are just one person. When do you recommend that they scale up their business and hire someone?
Oh,
I got to be real honest in this. I would not suggest that. I would suggest getting faster at selling and faster at packing. And when you get 100% max out of how many items you can sell and how many items you can ship, once you've reached your absolute peak for how fast you can sell and how fast you can ship, only then would I look to hire somebody.
Yeah.
right.
Because overhead low is everything. Do not raise your overhead before your revenue can sustain it first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because
I agree with that.
that's just extra pressure. And so if you have extra pressure and extra overhead, then anytime you sell an item and it goes below market, in the back of your mind, you're going to be thinking, holy shit, I'm losing money. And then
Yep.
that just creates the anxiety, potentially creates the anxiety that we've talked about throughout the show.
Yep.
So because they're one person, it's really important for them to get their sourcing down. As I said, if you're sourcing from storage lockers and you're one person, you're probably not doing it right. Because if
Right.
you're a one person show, you're gonna have so much extra stuff. It's gonna be very, very difficult to do that way. So get your sourcing done, like really get regimented, know your numbers, right? So if I say, how many items do you sell per hour? How many do you sell per minute? How many do you sell per second? And what is your per item run rate? How many? Like, if you don't know those numbers off the top of your head, don't hire somebody. You're not ready
Right.
yet.
Well, I'll be honest with you, we don't know those numbers.
Mm-mm. No.
I mean, I can figure them out. I can figure them out like instantly.
We have a retrain.
I can look at the metrics
Yeah.
and just analyze the data and figure it
Yeah.
out. But if you ask me right off the top of my head, I don't know that I would know the answer.
Mm-mm.
So that's something we're going to work on.
Yep.
For certain.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just made me feel like a dummy, Mike. I guess I didn't have to admit that on camera, right? But
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I mean, hiring is it's blessing and it's kind of scary at the same time. There are so many costs that's associated with payroll tax and
Yep.
workers' compensation. Just list goes on.
Yes.
And we at one point in time we had 3 employees, and just the overhead, just to keep up with the overhead, we had to run show like 3-4 times a week. We had to just run all the time. So I don't know, like when your revenue is maxed out and you're just doing 100% and you can't take any more, then you can just like you hire out the task that's replaceable. But I would say just wait until last moment.
Also,
yeah.
so almost 2 years ago, one of our employees embezzled over $100,000 of inventory.
Wow.
And is currently going through the judicial system and is looking at 8 to 10 years in jail.
Wow.
I don't want to get into the whole story about it,
Right.
but I don't want to say too much. So
Right.
be careful. Just be very
Yes.
careful. It's still, this whole situation is still being litigated. I'll leave it there. Don't hire the wrong people.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
No,
you know,
it's very important. It's
Yeah.
very important, which is why, and we know that and felt that, which is quite honestly, Bill's sister was working with us for a little while, and then her health took a turn, so she couldn't really do it anymore. And then that's when we finally got our son, got him plugged in finally. And to be honest, like we've talked about this before, I wouldn't trust anyone else.
Yeah. Well,
It's you know what I mean. It's a scary thing.
There's an old phrase that you don't realize what it means until you realize what it means, and it's familiarity breeds contempt.
Right.
And when people see the top line.
Right. So they think
they don't see all the other stuff.
Right.
So that's a challenge. That's a real challenge. So
no question. Any other ones?
Watch has employees, they are constantly struggling with them not showing up quitting.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
that too.
So
and someone not milking the hours and make sure that they're packing at a pace that how long it takes to ship that. Why is it taking you? It takes less than 5 minutes to get that one done. Why is it taking you 15? Because all that stuff compounded.
Well, compounded over the course of 300
Yeah.
items, 150 items,
Yeah,
same concept.
So
But
that's the kind of stuff that you discover.
I will say one final thing as it relates to this, and our jobs, we were both corporate trainers. I was a corporate trainer for a long time. Nita was a trainer for a period of time as well. And you got to be able to manage people.
Right.
That is not a given.
Right.
Right. That is not a given. Just because you're paying someone,
it's true,
doesn't mean you're good at managing people. That is a challenge that in my years in being in the corporate world, that a lot of people are not. That's why they say the best salespeople don't make the best managers. The best managers don't make the best salespeople, because it's difficult to manage people.
Yeah, it's very hard to find both.
So you got to keep.
So Crafty Fairy said that she has a problem with her own family members. You know, you got to be even with your own family members. You got to know whether they're capable of doing the job, and you trust that they do it. Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I have some family members that I would definitely not hire.
Well, it's very difficult. It's difficult.
It's so true.
Not that we yell at people, but just it's difficult to yell at your family member.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, it's easy for you, Mike, the person getting yelled at. They're like, hey, I'm your brother, sister, uncle, aunt. You ain't supposed to talk to me like that.
Tucker says he fires his dad every day.
That is true.
They have a very unique relationship.
Yes,
so.
they do.
All right, guys. So again, Early Bird Pickers,
I think I'm going to plug that phone in before it dies.
Absolutely amazing. How much time we got left on the phones?
Let's see.
So mail time, guys.
We're at 11%.
Oh, we can make it.
Okay.
All right, guys, mail time. So you guys got a couple packages. So guys, if you don't know what mail time is, Early Bird has a package or two. We have packages as well. We're going to open it up so you guys can see what us as buyers, we're also sellers, how we receive our packages. What we do is we rate these packages. Whoever has the best package, we will make them Spotlight Seller of the Week. And now we will co-host them in next week's show for a couple minutes so they can tell us about it.
And we don't divulge who the package is until after. We don't tell anyone who the package is. So you got to hide anything in there that might be telling.
Yeah, we only tell them about the good packages.
We only pick the winner. That's all we do. We let the chat pick the winner.
All right. So what you got? Because we have like 7 packages we got.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right. So we're going to open it. So you want us to tell you where it came from?
No.
Okay.
No, don't tell us whose it is.
Until after.
Show us, unless they're picked. So we only divulge who the winner is.
Yeah.
Just in case there's any bad ones. That's how we do that. We keep it completely.
Which we always get a questionable one.
Yeah. So we don't. So we're gonna look at what you have. We're gonna call this package number 1, guys.
How many packages do you guys have?
This is the only one we have. This is it.
All right. Well, package.
Oh, okay. Right. That's fine. We'll stack on top of that.
We'll just do good bad. Okay. So let me go ahead and get prepped.
Yeah, I'm starting to pull. Oh, albums.
Ooh, albums. Is it?
It's my first time seeing it.
She doesn't know what's in the package.
Are they 45s?
Oh, press conference. Okay.
I'll tell you what that is.
Who bought that? Who bought that?
I know that Mike bought that.
All right, guys. So this one right here. This is an original press banner from the Apollo 11 moon landing.
Oh, wow.
So that was behind one of the NASA engineers that helped get Apollo 11.
It's hand painted.
It's hand painted. It's the original ones.
Let's go.
That's amazing.
And then this one here came out from the same place. This is one of the original press dockets that was given to that NASA engineer. And it's got the original NASA photos.
Look at that. Let's freaking go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
The original stuff like that from the original Apollo 11.
Very, very, very cool. Where's your little opener, babe?
I got it. Just do your thing.
Okay, so that was all in a game box, correct? So that came in that game box.
Well packaged.
Well packaged. I had paper in it. It was safe. Everything looks okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, guys, so that's going to be number 1. That's going to be number 1. So we're going to put that in there, and I'm going to call that NASA. I'm going to do a poll as soon as we finish ours.
All right, so
Bill's going to open his now, and you guys are going to stick around for this, right?
you can stick around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, here we go.
Do you guys need to do anything?
Nope.
Oh, you can actually plug it in if you want to undo that.
Yeah, I'm surprised this phone didn't fall.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. All right. So here's this is going to be package number 2, but our package number 1. So, all right. You can't see, as you guys know, we always have the red over top. It's in a Lego box, so hopefully it's Lego. Guys, we don't even remember what the hell we bought. 9 times out of 10, I have no idea.
Any receipt? No. Okay. All right. So there's the paper.
All right. We love extra paper.
Yep.
All right.
Hat. That's good. What's that? Oh.
Guess a transformer?
Yep.
Is that a transformer?
Yep. And then,
guys, I don't remember buying this, by the way.
and then a heart.
I have no idea what the hell this is. All right. So this is package number. It's basically package number 2.
Yep. And we're gonna call it transformer.
All right, guys. So you saw how it was packed. It's the paper on top, bubble wrap on whatever the hell that is, a pack of cards in the bottom. All right, package number 2.
All right, 3's coming. Buying in your sleep? Yes. Drum queen.
No. I'm fully awake. I just have no idea what the hell I'm doing. No, I am 100% fully awake and present. But by the time it gets here, who knows what the hell's happening.
When did I do this?
All right, so this is package number 3.
All right. Everybody has their opinions about this.
We'll let it.
Yeah, but they do. So there's, got it.
There's something in the prime mailbox.
All right, on top. This is all reusable, by the way, so thank you. Holy shit, there's a lot in here. Oh, there's more. All right, what's this? Oh, I think I know what this is.
I know what this is. And it's got bubble wrap in the bottom, guys. Bubble wrap in the bottom. That's my popcorn bowl. I got myself a new popcorn bowl.
Who buys popcorn bowls off of whatnot, bro? Like, seriously? All right, hold on, we got more.
We got some over here, yeah.
All right, so this is all wrapped up, bubble wrapped, and papered.
That's actually very good.
And more.
Now I want to make popcorn.
Oh, I guarantee you. Did we buy a first aid kit?
I think it might have been a Gibby or something.
Oh. Who does this?
Yeah.
Who freaking does this?
Who buys the first
all
aid
right,
kit?
First aid kit, guys.
Yep.
Guys.
All right, so we're going to call that popcorn bowl.
It's a first aid kit and a popcorn bowl. Who does that? All right, here we go.
Only on whatnot.
All right, that's only on whatnot. All right, guys.
We're going to call that one a popcorn bowl, guys.
Popcorn bowl.
Safe way to do popcorn.
2 more.
Yes, I will.
2 more, guys. All right.
Now I want to make popcorn. See?
I wanted to show this one just because I'm interested in what they ship in a bubble mailer. All right, so this is.
Yes, do that one first.
You're supposed to be able to rip this open, aren't you?
Yeah.
Press to seal. It's childproof. All right, so this is number 4. All right, so they put in a bubble mailer and inside the bubble mailer. So it looks to be comics.
You got board around it. All right, that's good. That's good. I like that. They did good on that one. That
what do you think? Why am I buying comics? I have like 5,000 comics. All right. Well, there you go. Comics in a board inside of a plastic wrap or bubble wrap inside of a bubble mailer. So that's number 4. 3 to us, 4 total.
And we're going to do one more.
Right? All right, last one, guys. Last one.
You guys got a lot of choices on this one.
All right, so this is the last one. This is a shoebox, one of my favorite mailing mediums.
So many of those.
I love this box. This is, guys, if you're not using mailing box shoe boxes, you're missing the boat. You're missing the boat. I'm just telling you right now. All right, paper. This one's good. Oh, hold on. What does this say?
Hide it.
Freebies, thank you. Oh, it tells me who it is.
It does. Do you want me to?
You can't see, it's all. This is something that's ceramic.
And it's a freebie?
Oh, look. Whatever this thing is. What the?
I have no idea.
I guarantee you Nita bought this.
I did not. I'm telling you, I didn't.
You know she said. You know she says that every time. All right, so paper, bubble wrap. Everything looks pretty good. Let's see if there's a clue.
Maybe that was freebie.
This is bubble wrap and more bubble wrap. This is something ceramic. So that's double bubble wrapped. Double bubble. Really good bubble gum back in the day. And this looks to be ephemera.
And that's nice. Putting it in the cardboard. That's responsible.
Oh, we got some.
Video game.
Oh,
Manual.
that's actually pretty good. All right, so that's it, guys. This is number 5.
I bought that. Yep.
I know you bought this. You bought all this stuff.
All right, so we're gonna.
Guys, you hear that? You hear that? Oh, who bought that? Who bought that? I bought
What's
that.
in here then?
I bought
What's in
that.
here? I don't remember what I bought.
That's how it goes every time, guys. I didn't buy that. I didn't buy that. Oh, I bought that. Literally every time.
I'll go ahead and start one more giving to our waiting.
All right, so guys, we have 1 through 5. Early Bird has number 1. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5.
What is that?
Oh, this is more booklets.
Oh, manuals. So I'm gonna call this manuals, guys. Manuals. All right, here we go.
That's why I do the procuring.
How do I do this? It's not scrolling up for me.
All right, so.
Oh, there we go. All right, there it is.
All right, guys. One is Early Bird. 2
Early
is
Bird's NASA. 2 is Transformers. That was in bubble wrap. 3 was
is
the popcorn bowl. 4 is the comics, and then 5 was the last one with the freebies and the manuals.
All right, guys. Let's go to work. Who's going to be the spotlight seller? I got a bunch of free paper.
Guys, go ahead and get in that kitty.
Guys, that's the only reason why I buy stuff is to get free paper.
You know, there's cheaper ways to do that.
You know, Mike, you might be onto something.
That's so funny. All right, let's see here. How is there only 4 people doing this poll right now? Or do I need to refresh?
All right, I took the mic out. What did happen last time when we did that? I had to go out and come back in?
They could just, oh, is it freeze? Is that what happened?
No, it's not frozen, but I think they can't hear.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you just fine.
Okay, perfect. All right, there you go.
Just turn it up. Yeah. Okay. All right, so what are we looking at here?
Who gets it?
There's only 2, 4, 5. There's only 5 people who've done the poll. What are you doing?
All right, guys.
What are you
Spotlight
doing?
seller. Who gets it?
What are you doing? Oh, it disappeared? The poll disappeared.
Did it?
Yeah.
How did it
It says
disappear?
it disappeared because of the giving.
Oh, well, we can
Oh, it did?
All right, just pull the gibby.
All right, let me pull that. I'll just pull that, and then maybe it'll come back.
All right, I just did it.
All right, how about now? Can you see it?
Mustang. That's not Mustang Sally. It's Mustang Susie.
There we go. Okay.
All right, guys.
It's coming back now.
Who's going to get Spotlight Seller? They will be co-hosted next week.
It's a close race right now between the popcorn bowl and the manuals. It's a close race. Close race.
Popcorn bowl and manuals?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. We're going to let it go a couple more times. Can I do something wrong?
Uh-oh. What happened? All right, there we go.
You good?
Why does it keep going on and off?
I don't know.
All right.
Can you see us? Is it okay?
Yeah, I think they're still there.
All right.
All right, popcorn bowl and manual. So
I'm going to get a couple more minutes, but it is looking like popcorn bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
First aid kit, popcorn bowl?
Yep. Looking like it. It's looking like it.
Guys, I will tell you, if this ends up being the winner.
Oh, I know who this. Well, I know who this is.
If it ends up being the winner, I am very thrilled because this person
she's so
is
good.
You can't give up.
We're going to. I can see it.
Okay, this person is one of the sweetest people on the app, guys. One of the sweetest people on the app.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's absolutely awesome. Yep, they just got another vote. It's a clear winner, I think, guys.
Guys.
It's a clear winner. You gotta go higher. See that right there, that address?
Buy movie stuff.
Don't store address. Don't store address. I mean, I know it's any other time it does, but don't.
Buy movie stuff.
It's buy movie stuff.
Which if you guys have bought stuff from her, you will also have her address. So I'm sure we're not disclosing anything that the person that sends out packages wouldn't want you to know. Guys, buy movie stuff. She is amazing. She used to work for Disney.
Yes, she's
for like
awesome.
years. Guys, we bought the craziest collectibles from her. Absolutely crazy collectibles. So guys,
awesome.
please pin her in the chat in case she's on.
Yeah, buy movie stuff.
Her and Car Chick.
Winner.
Her and Car Chick are like Thelma and Louise.
Yep.
Without the cliff scene.
It's awesome. They're awesome. They're awesome people. And we've been supporting her from day one too. So I'm really glad she won because we have opened her packages before on here. So it's pretty awesome.
Guys, I have a bunch of stuff I don't know what I'm going to do with.
Really?
Yeah, what am I going to do with
But Angie and Michael, thank you so much.
We love you guys.
You guys were absolutely
thank you for your time.
Amazing. We knew it was going to be. I hope you had fun.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can get on your podcast.
Yeah.
So we can cause problems. Because we're going to cause problems.
Before we get off tomorrow, we have a raid train to support Orlando Auction Hunter.
That's right.
Orlando Auction Hunter had a terrible accident, so the community banding together. So if you just look in the search bar, look under benefit Orlando. I think the first seller is going to be Corey Manette is the first seller, but I think
Corey.
it's
I think it's Corey.
Corey's the first one.
Corey's the first seller. Yeah. We're on it. You guys are on it.
Yeah, we're on an 8.
I think Philly's on it too. Philly Flipper.
Yeah.
A lot of great sellers, guys. It's for a good cause.
Yeah.
It's the same show we were telling you about at the beginning of the show. Very important, guys. This guy had a terrible, terrible accident. Yeah, he almost didn't make it. There was a lot of blood loss, and we're gonna try to help out one of our own again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. Letting us hang out with you guys and talk some shit.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for sharing your time and your expertise. Angie, we're going to order some Korean snacks so our son can not bother us anymore. So we love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so let's find somebody to raid. Who can we raid? You know what?
We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Benefit Show.
I know who we're going to raid. Can someone... Guys, Bumblebee's in the chat. Let's see. I think that our Spotlight seller is running right now. So let's go ahead and give him a little love. Finders, Keepers, Brothers. There he is. Let's give him some love, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Early Bird.
Appreciate you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.